Welcome in, everybody. Murder Church, Tuesday night style, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you get that right in your head. We're going to be rocking and rolling every week just like this. Episode 15 coming at you. I just got done filming some amazing content with Charlotte. Holy crap. Me and Dan were hanging out on his porch. She sent us some amazing things from the UK, and I cannot wait to show everybody. But wow, we have a banger here in store for you here tonight. Please hit that like, really helps us out here. Share this out. I just posted on X, on Twitter. Let people know that you're hanging out here tonight with Publicly Buzzed on Murder Church coming at you.
Let's rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome in here to Murder Church. Let me get this Botrix, make sure she's working. Give her the old refresh over here. There we go. That might be the issue there. What's up, everybody? Welcome in here. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. Again, on the Tuesday night Murder Church edition. Get used to it. Get used to it. Let me look in the chat here real quick. Who's hanging and banging with me tonight? I'm still working on a hanging and banging shirt also. Will is still in play also. I'm still working on a new will with the names. Holy crap, man. What a Publicly Buzzed. And I have so many shirts that have already went out. Let me first of all name those off. The shirts that are on the way. Miss Lisa, you have a shirt on the way to Australia currently. Afton, your shirt is on the way. Bonnie Bailey, your shirt is on the way. RX Girl, your shirt is on the way. Wildside, your shirt is on the way. Jay, your shirt is on the way. Jay Money, your shirt is on the way. Shirts still to be ordered. Gail, Sleuths Investigates, Madeline, MJ, and Kathy. Holy shit. You guys have been incredible. And the new list that we have going currently has Helen Steiner, Kaylin, Jesse Charles, Megan Easton, and MJ on there. Once we get that thing filled up, we'll do another spin. Holy crap. What's up, everybody? Jessica in the house. What's up, Jessica? Holly Berry, lurking and crocheting. That's what I like to hear. She's been kicking butt with crocheting. I love her post on X also. RX Girl, yes, ma'am. You have one on the way. Thank you so much for all the support. Everybody, I just got done making some amazing content. Me and Dan hung out with Charlotte for really over an hour, honestly. We have about an hour of content because we didn't record all of it. And we were like, we should probably hit record here. But Charlotte sent us an amazing package with a bunch of stuff that we cannot get here in the United States. Like, we made a proper cup of tea. All right. We had a bunch of biscuits to dip in those teas. And she sent us some crisps. So I hope I'm using this terminology correctly. I think I am. Just open a brew here, baby. Woo! Botrick still ain't woken up. You son of a bitch. How about you wake your ass up? What are you doing back there, bud? Before we start rolling, I see Gail's already coming here swinging. She said, fuck everybody, get me on that motherfucker. And also, Dizzy got gifted up by her. Hell yes. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Let's go. Started out right.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Not messing around.
Banging, banging.
Get Gail right on here real quick. Tomorrow night, guys, we have something I'm pretty proud of that I've put together here. I have two defense attorneys coming on. Bob, part of the family. Bob Mata, Defense Diaries. We know him well. Know him very well. Let me put this in here. Gail gifted. Thank you so much, Gail. And you're getting on your name on there right now. Bob Mata is coming on here, and Sean from potentially criminal. Okay, LawTube Sean is going to be coming over here and hanging out also. So I have 2 defense attorneys coming on here tomorrow night to hang out with me and Dan, and we're going to be talking about Sarah Boone. Anybody that does not know, Sarah Boone is going to be representing herself, at least unless things change. As of right now, she's went through 8 attorneys, and she is going to be her 9th attorney. Okay, she is going to be representing herself, and anybody that's not familiar with Sarah Boone, you're going to want to be here tomorrow night and get familiar with this case. It's an absolutely insane one. She has been in jail for over 4 years now. This story and case is from 2020, and she cannot get along with her attorneys. The last little bit of basically her in court about a month ago was her bitching to the judge saying that this latest attorney that is no longer with her will not be nice to me. No one will be nice to me. She wants them to be. I think that she's probably honestly got a defense strategy. As crazy as that sounds, she probably has in her head a strategy that she wants to go down, a path for defense. And when she probably lays it out, it's probably unattainable. It's probably insane because you recorded yourself killing your boyfriend and taunting him as he died in a suitcase. All right, while you're intoxicated. It's going to be a crazy freaking trial is what it's going to be. So tomorrow night, I have 2 experts coming on here who are defense attorneys, and I'm going to be picking their brains. Me and Dan both are going to be picking their brains, asking questions, and I want you to bring the questions in chat as well, okay? I want questions from the chat as well on here. Anything that you may be thinking, because I know I've got plenty of questions already about a regular person that's going to be defending themselves, and this is in the state of Florida, all right? So it's gonna be interesting. So please tomorrow night tune in. It's a special. It's a streaming special. We don't normally stream on Wednesday night, but tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time is when that's coming in. Patrick's decided to wake up. Hell yeah. Let's go. I'm full of it tonight, baby. Let's go.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Not messing around.
I'm telling you like it is, baby.
Huh?
Son of a bitch!
All right. She's going to be going pro C. That's right, Dizzy. Representing herself. Craziness. Yeah, we need to get Bob, make sure Bob is fed, make sure he's good to go. I think Bob's got a live here later tonight as well. All right, yeah, let's rock and roll. We're going to jump right in here. Anybody that was here Sunday night on Murder Church, we left off Adriano de Souza, I believe is his name. We're on part 2 of him. Let me backtrack here, boom. And then let me see. Adriana testifies to what he remembers the night Lana Clarkson died in Phil Spector's home. This is the driver the night of the event of Phil Spector. So we're going to be diving right in here. Everybody in here, I see Shiraz. I didn't even name everybody out tonight. Dixie, Paige, Meg, Drew, Wildside hanging and banging, Dizzy, love you, Shannon, and Dizzy in here modding night representing. Bumblebee in the house. What's going on? Thanks for coming through here. Anybody that's maybe new, hit the old subscribe button. Make sure again that the like is hit and you're sharing this son of a bitch out. Dave in the house here. Drew, Kelly Hill, Strict9. Got a crew in here. MJ, Charlotte, love you guys. Ember Burns. And Ember Burns is going to be making me something too here recently. And Catgrow's showing off for 7 months in the Buzz Nation. You kidding me? Are you kidding me? Let's go. Catgrow. 7 months, that's over half a year at this point in time.
Hold up.
Lord, get the beers out in the chat. Get the liquor drinks and then probably nothings. And lighters in the air, baby. Show some love. Lamont James said, I'll come in for a hang. I'm going to hang out tonight on Murder Church. Why the hell not? And that's what I say. All right, guys, let's rock and roll. We're going to be getting in here. I've got a little bit of a new view here, too. Let me know how you like that. Let's rock.
Larry Fallfielder, judge presiding.
The parties are all present with the exception of the jurors and the alternates. Yes, it's 9:20, almost 9:45, and we haven't started, and the jury's in there. As it is every morning, somehow we can't seem to get started on time. The jury's time, the jurors' time is the most important. If anybody wants to raise something, get here early. I'm here early, and come see me. I'm tired of wasting the jury's time. I'm just letting everybody know. This has happened almost every day. This goes to all the attorneys. Stop wasting the jurors' time. Now,
anybody that's not familiar with this judge, he's the man. Okay, Judge Dowhard, Judge Bruce Willis does not take any shit, and he's awesome for it because the defense of Phil Spector likes to bullshit. They do.
Mr. Bruno. With that,
Nice to see you this morning.
that's right, and a pleasure. I'm just letting you know this is getting to be
He's
very,
a gentleman.
very annoying.
He's an amazing judge, and he's a gentleman even after. But when he needs to put down the brass tacks and he needs to let them know, put them in line, he does it, and that's the way a judge should
And
be.
I'll do something if I have to. Okay, now go forward.
Why don't I suggest this? Why don't the lawyers come in at 9:15 so we can raise these issues?
I'm here.
All right.
That's fine.
Because there's always legal issues. That's the nature of the game. All
The
right,
bigger the case, the more the issues always seem to be present. Anyway, let's move
I'll
forward.
be quick.
Okay.
We've got two issues with discovery. Wow. Yesterday,
1 year, Holly?
we were given a group of documents. Included was a partial form from the INS that
crazy.
has to do with a removal action to deport Mr. D'Souza.
We've been together for a year. They said he wouldn't make it, but here we are. It's been a year, baby. I wouldn't trade it for nothing, girl.
We asked that the balance of that form be brought. Mr. D'Souza brought some records. Now, the partial page, or the page that is part of the form that was brought yesterday, we don't have. People are going to make a search for it and try to reproduce
I love
it.
it.
But
I was on the fence for a while. Is he my favorite? No, he's my favorite.
Part of the entire removal action. We had previously issued a subpoena to INS, as is their wont. They ignored it. However, the prosecution has enlisted their assistance to keep Mr. D'Souza in the country. They've written a number of letters to the INS. The INS has responded favorably to this level of government's request. That shows a relationship between the agencies. I'm asking the court, and I asked the people if they would.
Afton, True Crime Watcher, thank both of you for that share on the YouTubes. I appreciate that, getting the word out there. Thank you so much.
Voluntarily attempt to get the INS.
You guys jump on the old
file.
YouTubes,
They
give it a
refuse.
share.
That's their right. I'm
That
asking
really does
the
help,
court,
man.
under
Lets the folks
Brady
know.
to order
Got a great community
the
going through
prosecution
the old X machine.
as part of their discovered responsibility to make a good faith effort to get that INS file. I don't think they can take the cherries and leave the pits, and that's what's happening. That's point one. Point two is part of a procedure that I want to use portions of the grand jury and other transcripts of this gentleman's actual statement. I would like, in addition to reading it to him, which is harder to understand when you're just hearing the words, I would like to show the portions of the actual transcript that I'm reading to the witness and to the jury and to the court via the screen. We can authenticate every section. It is all part of transcripts supplied by the prosecution. If they think there's an error, or we think there's an error, we can certainly reserve that. But there seems to be a very high degree of accuracy. Mr. Jackson doesn't, without the court's approval, well, Mr. Jackson's going to object, he told me. I want the court to approve that so we can make this clearer and more understandable. And I think it's a proper way to impeach the witness.
Great. I'll take this up after the witness's direct is finished, when it's appropriate and not on the juror's time. But I will take it up. Thank you. Let's bring the jurors up.
Get this jury
All
out
right.
of
The
here.
record will reflect that the jurors and alternates are present. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As usual, we've started a little late. I've had a conversation with the attorneys about that, and hopefully that won't be happening anymore, and we'll start when we're supposed to, when you're here at 9:30. With that in mind, the witness is still under oath, is again on the stand, and you may resume.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. D'Souza, when we left off yesterday, you had indicated that there were times when Mr. Spector was difficult to understand after he had been drinking, correct?
Yes.
Is that because sometimes he would mumble during conversations or words would get lost in his conversation?
Yes.
All right. I want to make it very clear. Tell the jurors, when Mr. Spector stepped out of the back door at approximately 5 a.m. on February 3rd, 2003, and said, "I think I killed somebody," was he mumbling at that time?
No.
Did he speak clearly?
Yes.
Did you clearly understand his words?
Yes.
Mr. D'Souza, during the course of the evening, and I want to draw your attention a little bit further back to when you were leaving the House of Blues, did Mr. Spector give you orders to follow Ms. Clarkson out of the parking garage to park her car?
Yes.
Did you clearly understand it?
Yes.
Did he give you orders to take him and Ms. Clarkson back to the 1700 Grandview
The live
location?
shot, the continuous
Did you
live
clearly
shot of the
understand
ghoul.
it?
Always got it there.
Did he give you orders to stop at the front
We got
gate?
Alan Jackson right now,
as
baby.
opposed to going on and proceeding on to the back door where you normally dropped him off?
Yes.
Did you clearly understand him?
Yes.
Did you clearly understand Mr. Spector when he stepped out of the doorway with the gun in his hand?
Yes.
And what exactly do you recall him saying when he stepped out?
That's been asked and answered at least 3 times.
The objection's overruled.
What were his exact words, Mr. D'Souza?
He said, I think I killed somebody.
Take a look, if you will, Your Honor. I'd like to mark as people's next in order a diagram. It appears to be an overhead diagram of the 1700 Grandview Alhambra residence.
Yeah, I'm trying to get better about that.
I'm sorry, I
Bumblebee.
said diagram. You're correct.
I'm trying to get better about all of this, actually. I mean, I think Murder Church is a really, I mean, for Publicly Buzzed in general, we do a lot of different shows. We do a lot of regular shows. We have a show we call Feral Friday, but I think Murder Church is something special, man. I'm trying to put some more time into it and get her going. And I mean, I don't know. We're here for a terrible reason, right? The death of Lana Clarkson in an old trial, watching old trials, and together we watch a lot of new trials as well. But I mean, trying to spruce it up a little bit, make sure it looks good. Want people to feel comfortable and want to hang out as they watch trial with us here.
Correct. It's a
People's
photograph.
28.
I was putting in some work
Sorry about
last
that.
night on
It's all
this
right.
thing.
I'll place a P28 on the lower right-hand corner. Do you recognize this aerial photograph?
Yes.
And what is that?
It's Mr. Spector's house.
You mentioned that there was a fountain in the motor court.
Oh
area.
my God, Dizzy! You know what I need to do? I need to get like a sign, where they have the clapping sign, applause sign for like professionals. I need to get that, but it needs to just say bells. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new here and if you've never been to Murder Church, then the way we really start Murder Church is
This place is dead anyway, man.
not with that soundbite, with this one right here. Church bells. The bells ring, and that truly brings us together. In the church, a murder church here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are doing the thing. Phil Spector trial is coming at you. Thanks for being here. Seriously, appreciate it.
Area, correct?
Yes.
Am I pointing to that fountain?
Yes.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that I was pointing to basically the dead center of the photograph, a light blue, what appears to be a fountain.
Yes.
Mom James
To
with
the
that share. I
left
see
and
you.
just above
Thank you so
on
much.
this photograph, People's 28, do you see this structure here?
Yes.
Is that the garage?
Yes.
And I'm sorry about that. Go ahead and go back to the full screen if you would. Thanks. And this entire
You're right.
structure
That would
here,
actually
that
be
it's kind of a lazy
beneficial.
horseshoe, what is that?
It's Mr. Spector's house.
Was your car
Look at the
parked
castle.
approximately here, where the laser pointer is right now, just in front of the back door?
Yes.
And the front door is down to the bottom of this picture, is that correct?
Yes.
And there are a series of stairs that lead off the photograph, yes?
Yes.
I want you to recall, yesterday when we spoke, you indicated that you were about 6 feet or so away from Mr. Spector when he stepped out of that doorway, correct?
Yes.
What was he wearing when he stepped out of the doorway?
You're wearing the same clothes that at the time that I picked him up
The black
at
pants?
7 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, the black pants, black shirt, and a white or beige suit.
The jacket?
Yeah, jacket.
Take a look at what's been marked as People's
That would actually be
25 photograph D.
Pretty handy. Come in handy.
Do you see that photograph?
Yes.
Do you see on either
trying
side?
out
By the
here,
way,
baby.
is this approximately right in front of this doorway? This is where you were parked?
Yes.
And this is where you stepped out of the car?
Yes.
And this is where Mr. Spector stepped out of the house?
Yes.
Do you see the lights on either side of the doorway?
Yes.
Were those lights on when Mr. Spector stepped out of the doorway?
Yes.
Do you see the light just underneath, or directly above the overhang, or just above the doorway?
Yes.
Was that light on as well?
Yes.
Sudi, if you wouldn't mind, go to photograph E on that same exhibit. On People's 25, photograph E,
City
Do you see
Kitty. I
that,
see you with that chair.
overhead
Thank you so
light?
much.
Yes.
Appreciate
Is that the
that.
light that was on when Mr. Spector stepped out of the doorway?
Yes.
Did you have a clear view of him?
Yes.
Could you clearly see the gun in his hand?
Yes.
And you've earlier described the gun as being a black revolver with a brown handle, correct?
Yes.
I want you to explain to the jurors, when we left off yesterday, you had briefly explained that after Mr. Spector stepped out of the doorway with the gun in his hand and said, "I think I killed somebody," you looked to your left around Mr. Spector through the doorway. Is that correct?
Yes.
What did you see when you looked inside?
I saw Mr. Clarkson's body with some blood in the face.
You saw Miss Clarkson's body?
Body.
And what position was she in, or what position did it look like she was in from your...
She was half in the chair, and it's like kind of lay down in the chair and the legs on the floor, things like that.
Was her body at an angle? Or
Yes.
Describe
Like
the angle.
45 degrees, something like that.
Show the jurors what you mean by 45.
Like in this position.
May the record reflect that the witness has sort of slumped down in the chair in the witness stand and extended both of his legs out in front of him, leaning a little bit to his right.
Yes.
Thank you. I'd like to have
There's
Mark
another wig.
next in order a series of photographs, be People's 29 with the court's permission.
All right.
These photographs appear to show Miss Clarkson, a couple of further shots and then a couple of close-up shots. I'm placing a P29.
Could be some graphic
right-hand
images
side.
coming. They have shown
Take-
the body of Lana Clarkson after the incident before, so fair warning.
Take a look at these photographs specifically. I
don't
want you
think
to
they've
take a
shown
look at
anything
photograph
overly
B as in
graphic
boy
as
on
in
People's
terms of
29 and tell me if you
blood or anything,
recognize the person that's
But again,
slumped in
you
that
never
chair.
really know. And again, she
Yes.
Who is that?
is dead in the
Miss
photo
Lana
they're
Clarkson.
showing.
Is that approximately the same position that you saw her in when you looked past Mr. Spector?
Yes.
What a
Take a
fucking
look
nightmare
at
this would be.
photograph D as in dog,
This is
bottom
you're,
left.
You're
okay?
working this night, and
Do you
here comes
see how Miss
this
Clarkson
fucking guy
is
out the house with the gun in his
situated with
hand,
her head to the left?
telling you what he's
Yes.
just done?
At the time that you looked at her, do you remember if her head was to the left or to the right, or do you know?
I don't remember. Right now, I don't remember.
All right,
I saw some blood, but I don't remember the sign.
all right. When you say you saw some blood, take a look at the photograph to the right of D to photograph E. Does that look consistent with the amount of blood that you saw on her face? Is it more? Is it less?
There's more.
It's more in the photograph?
More.
So in other words, when you saw her, she did not have this much blood, or you don't recall this much blood on her face?
No.
All right. Go ahead and take that off for me, Sue. You said that you had to look twice past Mr. Spector. Is that right?
Yes.
Describe that for the jurors. What do you mean by that?
The first time that I tried to see inside, I saw the legs of the person, of the Miss Lana. Then I have to step outside
Yo,
and
Tiff, get
to
in
see
here.
the whole body to make sure that there is anybody.
Sammy, get in
over there,
here.
like
Welcome in, welcome in.
it's not like a mannequin or something.
We just
like
started.
When you
I'll
stepped
talk for
further to the
20
left, did you look around Mr. Spector? Could you see past him?
That. Yes.
Could you see into the foyer area, into that area where Miss Clarkson was?
Yes.
Is it at that point that you saw her face and saw the blood?
Yes.
Did you say anything to Mr. Spector?
I asked him what happened.
Did you say it just like that? What happened?
Yes.
And what was Mr. Spector's response? if any?
He moved his shoulders up.
Yesterday you suggested that he shrugged,
Yes.
correct?
It's like yes.
All right. Did he say anything verbally?
After that, no.
What did you do after you saw Mr. Spector shrug and you had seen Miss Clarkson's body in the foyer?
But the first time I didn't know what to do. I tried to run and I didn't know how to use the cell phone at that time.
Explain that. What do you mean?
I get the cell phone. I don't know who to call, and I don't know if I have to call anybody. I don't know at that time. I was
Why?
like, I don't know if I was in shock or something like that. And I tried to run, then I forgot that I had a car behind me. I could
No way,
like
Dave.
drive the car. Then I I run back to the car.
Mr. D'Souza, how far did you get when you said you immediately began to run?
10 feet, I'm not sure.
And then it came to mind that you've got a car sitting there,
Yes,
and you had the keys to the car.
yes.
So they
When
just
you
started to
saw
run?
Mr. Spector standing there with a pistol in his hand,
I mean, I can't
and
blame
Ms.
him.
Clarkson's body with blood on her face, did that scare you?
Oh, yeah.
I can't blame him. I mean, I just made it like a joke
little
there,
bit.
but I mean, I'd have probably done the same fucking thing. I'd have freaked out in the moment, not
came
even
back
thinking
to the
about I'm
car, what did
driving,
you
I have
do
the
after
car,
that?
you know.
I tried to escape from that place. I was like,
Why?
I was afraid. He could shoot me or he could shot me or something like that. I'm not sure. I was afraid.
That would've
Did
been
you get in the
terrible.
car?
Oh, yes.
And what did you do?
I turned on the car and I tried to, like I said, I tried to escape. I just take the driveway
Meg,
down.
this was the driver the night for Phil Spector. I think he worked for a driving service, but yeah, he was the driver the night that actually took Lana and Phil back to the castle. And the first person that found out about this when Phil walked outside with the gun in his hand and said that I've done this.
to get out of the property.
Yo, Debbie,
When
get
you
in here.
began to drive away, did you
good?
see what Mr. Spector did?
Sorry, could you repeat?
Just give us a second. Oh, it's okay. I can't make you leave, so it's all right.
There's Judge Dowhard. He's a witty one. He'll throw a joke out there now. There's actually been lots of jokes in this.
Be trapped for you. All right.
Sometimes it feels very strange.
You may resume.
Thank you. Mr. D'Souza,
Yeah,
when you
100%.
got into the
Totally.
Mercedes
Definitely
and finally
afraid.
began to drive away in a panic, did you see what Mr. Spector was doing?
I don't remember right now. I think he was not in the door anymore, but I don't remember. I don't see.
Do you remember having a conversation with the investigators of this case directly after this happened, on the same morning?
I think so, yeah.
And that interview was videotaped
Yes,
and tape recorded, audio taped as well?
yes.
You were telling the investigators, as best you could recollect, your honest memory of what had happened that morning?
Oh, yes.
Do you
Ricky Cougar back in the house. Dandy Savage popping in to say, "What's up?"
remember telling the investigators,
Let's talk about
Mr.
it before we just
D'Souza,
filmed
that you
with
saw
Charlotte.
Mr. Spector simply turn around and look back in the doorway and stare?
Got a lot of
into the
laughter in
doorway
this one.
toward Miss
About
Clarkson's
every
body?
episode has a bust
I
out
don't
like
remember,
that.
could be.
If you said that, would that have been your honest recollection?
Saw
of
that
time?
share, City Kitty. Thank you so much.
It's
Really
argumentative,
appreciate that.
and it's also leading.
Helps me out a lot.
You may answer.
Yes.
Okay. What did you do after you got in the car and began to drive away? Where did you go?
I tried to call Mrs. Spector's secretary.
Who is Mr. Spector's secretary? Is that Michelle Blaine?
Yes.
All right. Mr. D'Souza, why would you call Michelle Blaine before you called anybody else?
I didn't have the address at that time. I know how to go to the place, but I don't have like the address in mind
Why was it important to have the address in mind?
because I had to call the police.
Did you, in fact, talk to Michelle Blaine when you called? Well, let me ask you this foundationally. In your phone, you know how cell phones work, obviously.
Yes.
Did you have Michelle Blaine's number in the memory of the phone?
Yes, of course.
So you could just, you didn't have to dial a number. You could just scroll down to her name and hit send, and it would connect the
First
call.
one of the
Yes.
day.
All right.
Getting her
Did you do
going right
that?
now,
Yes.
baby.
Did you talk to Michelle Blaine?
No.
Why not?
For real, you guys are going to be so happy. And I mean, I was going to make this just members only and Patreon content, but I've got to post this for everyone. Like, what we just filmed and put together, and then what I'm going to make into a video, dude, it's going to be amazing. Like, you guys are going to be like, what the fuck?
She didn't answer the phone.
What did you do?
Charlotte sent us an
I left a message
amazing
for
care package from the UK.
And what did you tell Miss Blaine on the message?
I don't object, that would be hearsay.
Overruled. It's an excited utterance.
Hello here?
I said that I think Mr. Spector killed somebody. You have to come. Please call me.
After you left that message, did you make any other phone calls?
Yes, I did.
Did you make the phone call to Miss Blaine while you were driving down the driveway, or
Yes, while I was driving.
where did you ultimately go? Where did you stop in the Mercedes?
I opened the gate and I parked the car outside and I called the police because there is like a sign outside saying the correct
take a look at the photograph that we've previously marked as People's 24, photograph A, if you wouldn't mind, Mr. D'Souza.
Yeah, once the Navy grog chat starts busting out, oh man, dude, Judge Dowhard's all about it. He can tell he's a little bit of a lush, all right? He'll go down the path of a drink talk. We had to look up what the fucking Navy grog actually was, but yeah, no, you're right, Dave.
Do you see the, see where the Mercedes is in this picture?
Yes.
Is that the front entrance?
Ricky, what do you think about the new look of Murder Church here? I've also got a cool thing going for tomorrow night's stream with Sarah Boone.
To the castle.
Yes.
It's very difficult to see. Mr. D'Souza, do you see there's a sign mounted on the wall just beyond the Mercedes, right where my laser pointer is?
Yes.
Does that bear the address 1700 Grandview?
Yes.
Who
You know
was
the
it?
address now. You didn't know it then?
At that time, no.
When you got down to this location, did you park approximately where the Mercedes is?
Yes, exactly.
Was it facing the same direction, or
Yes.
so did you go down and make a U-turn?
Yes.
What are we talking about?
Once you
Throwing
parked
this
that
thing
car, did you make a second phone call?
Yes.
Who did you call then?
The police.
How did you contact the police?
911.
Did you actually get in touch with a 911 operator?
Yes.
Did you talk to one person or two people?
More than one.
Was it explained to you why you were going to talk to more than one person?
Andy's, what's up? Get in
no.
here.
Okay. But ultimately your call was transferred?
Yes.
Your Honor, we have a couple of tapes that we'd like to play. First, I'll mark these as evidence, or as for identification first. How would the court, that would be you. How would the court ask? Do you want us to try to play them through the microphone over here, from the witness stand? We have a relatively large tape recorder.
It's better, well, if you can get it on the witness stand, the microphone, and take the witness microphone, it tends to project it very well.
That's fine, and we would simply ask Mr. D'Souza during the playing of these tapes maybe to step down.
That's fine.
The tape recorder's going to be right in his face.
All right? Do you have anything you want to ask him
How
right
big's
now
the tape
before you do
recorder?
that?
What are we talking
There's
about?
not. I think I'll ask him the foundational questions when we're finished.
All right, that's fine.
Okay. I have what appears to be a cassette tape. It's labeled D'Souza message to M. Blaine. I'd like to have that marked as People's next in order.
People's 30.
Thank you. And the associated transcript is a 3-page document that I'd like to have marked as People's 31.
All right, so marked.
I also have an additional tape that's labeled 911 call to CHP and Alhambra. That's People's 32. With the court's permission.
Yes.
And People's 33 would be the associated transcript. It is a 10-page document, and I have courtesy copies for the court, counsel, and all the jurors for each of these.
All right.
This is 911. That's Michelle. Okay, let's go ahead and pass it on. The court can require if all the jurors have both copies.
Certainly. Does anybody not
Old
have
school,
their copies
baby.
yet?
Everybody's good to go?
Good to go.
At this time, with the court's permission, I'd like to play the first tape, People's, I think it's 30.
The first tape that you marked was 30, and the second tape would be 32.
Thank you. The first
I don't-
tape is going to be the call to Michelle.
You may.
Oh, this?
I have a feeling that's not going to need the microphone.
Maybe not.
I'm very impressed with the modern
that
technology
new Murder
the
Church
DA's
hat.
office has. It's
Still got to get one of those
very
myself.
impressive. Yes.
If you're unfamiliar with the will, don't be afraid to ask about the will. Rocking the purple today. What the hell are we listening to? Oh, thank you, Shelley. Appreciate that. Thanks, hubby.
I couldn't hear the court, I'm sorry.
It sounded like the tape was almost skipping, but I can't be sure. Maybe it's just the quality of the tape recording.
Your Honor, I believe Mr. D'Souza will say that's
Look at that boombox. Look at this boombox that they've put up there. Oh my God, this is 2007. Like, we'll just get this giant boombox and put it right up there. The witness today is this boombox. This is fine.
Accurate copy of the tape, but it was taken from a digital
I
tape
can hear
machine.
shit.
All right.
Poor quality, but it is an
We're
accurate
doing right
rendition
now,
of the
Gil.
message that
We
he
getting
left. Might I play that again? It's
I think it needs to be played again. I was having trouble following.
sure. It's only about 15 seconds long.
Okay, if it's 15
Yes.
seconds, I got nothing.
I know it's difficult with this kind of tape, but could you admonish the jury that the evidence is actually the tape and not the transcript?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's what you hear on the tape that matters. The transcription is there to aid you. It's what the transcriber heard and what he or she then put down on paper, but it's what you actually hear that will control.
That's clear.
May I, Your Honor?
You may.
There's no way to hear that.
I'm ready when you are. Your Honor, at this time, with the court's permission, we'll play People's 32,
All right.
and the associated transcript 33 is with the jurors.
I got a boombox. Emoji.
Number 235-1700 Grandview Drive in Alhambra are included. This tape runs from approximately 0
Kaylin, what's going on? Welcome in here.
Long-life spaces and/or transmissions not concerning this incident have been deleted.
What are we
This tape
doing
was
now?
prepared on December 29, 2003 at 8:01 hours by Public Safety Dispatch Supervisor 1 Sander Hill, ID number Adam 9316. I hereby certify that this cassette recording is a true copy of the original master tape on file with Department of the California Highway Patrol.
I'm lost
Los
right now.
Angeles
Y'all know what's
Communications
happening.
Center, Los Angeles, California.
911, what are you reporting?
Hi, my name is Adrian. I'm a field Spector driver. I think my boss killed somebody. Please, can you send the...
You think your boss killed somebody?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Because I'm a driver, I'm way outside and I don't know what it is. Send
Okay, where are you at?
It's 1700 Grandview Drive, please.
1700 Grandview?
Yes.
And why do you believe he may have killed somebody?
Because you have a lady on the floor and he has a gun in his hand.
Okay, stay on the line. Do not hang up. You're in Glendale?
No, I'm on the...
Me too, Kaylin.
It's 17...
I'm kind of caught up because I heard the beginning of that. It seems like they're playing the 911 call from the witness right now, Adriano. But yeah, there for a second I was like, what is happening?
00 Grandview Drive.
Yo, Tara, what's up? Yeah, I guess it's the 911 call that they've decided to blast out on this
Did you hear any
boombox.
shooter or anything?
Yeah, I hit like
Yes.
a noise and then he opened the
understanding.
door and I think I killed her. And then I'm outside the castle.
Okay, stay on the line. Do not hang up.
Please.
I'll have receipt fee. You got a transfer from an address of 1700 Grandview Drive, reporting that he thinks his boss just shot and killed a woman.
Okay,
He heard the shot and he said there's a woman lying on the floor and his boss told him he thinks he killed her.
okay. Is this by the house?
It's inside of a business.
Business?
Yeah,
Yeah.
BG.
I'll bring him online. He's calling from cell phone 310-488-5548.
Okay, hello?
Gambies, thank you for that share. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, what happened?
Oh my God, again.
Oh, okay, so your boss shot someone?
Yeah, I think so.
You heard a shot?
Yeah, I heard the shot outside. Then I'm outside the castle because I don't know what...
Is
what
it
he
business
got.
or residence?
No, it's a residence.
Okay. Have you seen your boss?
Yes. He had a gun in his hand.
Oh, and where's the man now?
Yeah, it's a man.
Sir, where's the
Gabby.
man? The man with the gun, where is he?
Oh, inside the castle because I'm outside. I'm afraid to go inside again.
But you saw him with the gun?
Yeah, I saw him with the gun.
Who did he shoot?
I don't know. I don't know the lady.
Okay, so stay on the line, okay?
Okay, please, stop.
Okay, hold on, okay? Sir, Ian?
Yeah.
You said that's your boss. Okay,
Yeah.
that's working.
I'm his driver.
Oh, you're his driver?
Yeah, I'm his driver.
What do you drive? Actually, what?
Sorry?
I'm sorry, what are you driving?
I'm driving Mercedes.
So what are you driving him to?
Oh my God. Look it up.
One way.
Okay.
Okay, so you're his transport service?
No, I'm a private driver.
Okay, and your name, sir?
Adriano.
Okay, and your boss's name?
It's Phil Spector.
I'm sorry?
Phil Spector.
Steel?
Spector.
Steel Inspector?
Yeah, Phil Spector.
That's his name?
Yes.
S-E-A-L?
P-H-I-L.
C-H-I-L.
Spector.
Is he Asian or white or?
Sorry?
Is he male white or Asian?
That's
Is
what
he
Caleb's
an
called it.
Asian person, a Hispanic person, or a white person?
No, it's a white person.
And his name is Phil, C-H-I-L?
Yeah, P-H-I-L.
Phil.
Phil, yeah.
Phil Inspector? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, do you hear or see him anymore, or
Sorry?
do you see or hear anything else?
No, I'm outside the castle. I'm not inside anymore. I'm afraid to go inside.
I don't want you to, okay? And what's your name, sir?
Oh, I saw the car.
Your son's
It's
car?
coming. Yeah, the police car is coming.
Okay, sir. Oh, what's your name?
Gamby's coming through here. Simi Sharp getting that one. Hell yeah, Simi. Nice. Getting membered up real quick. Let me throw a little love just real quick.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Beers, liquor, drinks, probably nothing. Throw those sons of bitches in the chat there. Thank you so much, Gamby's. Gamby's also getting on the wheel. If you're unfamiliar with the wheel, wrong thing. Ask about the wheel. Gamby's putting you on that wheel, filling that thing up for the next spin for a possible free piece of merch. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you gave me that. And your last name?
Charles S-O-U-Z-A.
Okay, and your phone number is 310-488-5548?
Yes.
Okay, has a unit been in contact with you?
Cool.
You think you saw the policeman?
No, he's coming now.
Okay.
Can I hang up this phone now?
Okay, hold on, no. What color is your Mercedes?
It's black.
I want to make sure that the officer makes contact with you first before I...
Okay.
Okay?
He's inside the castle, sir. Inside, up.
Okay, you're going to talk to him, okay?
Your Honor, would you like us to go ahead and collect the transcripts of this
Yes,
time?
please, thank you.
Very briefly, Your Honor, may I?
Yes.
Mr. D'Souza,
Yeah, you could hear D'Souza's frustration when she especially asked him the model of, what are you driving? And he's like, but I've heard a lot of 911 calls, and they basically get every little detail, and something insanely catastrophic, horrible is happening in the background, and they have a job, and they're getting every little detail they can. They're probably trying to keep the person that's called mind in one place also, because they're already frantic, and I don't know. But also, Tiff. Yes.
Email.
I'm going to show you part of the transcript of the tapes, of one of the tapes that you just heard. But before I do that, let me ask you, did you recognize the voice on the first tape?
Oh, shit. Yeah. Woo! Todd, $5 out of nowheres. Hell yes. Got on that wheel. And while we're doing it, I'm just going to tell everybody, just in case there's some lurkers back there that may not know. We get a lot of new people through here right now. So tell me about the wheel. The wheel is this thing. I'm going to show it to you also that we have over here to the side. You can see there's a lot of names on there right now. I'll need to put the new names on there. That's the last spin. Once we fill that son of a bitch up, we spin it. And any kind of donation, just like my man Todd just threw in here, $5 holler, get me on that wheel. He's now on the wheel. And you can. There's no limit to the names on the wheel either. This whole thing could be Todd. Say Todd donates 12 times in a row. Todd's going to definitely get a shirt. Okay, he's going to be on there 12 times. So there's no limit. Gambies just proved that. She gifted out 2 memberships. She's on there twice now. Thank you so much, Gambies. Appreciate that. And who got that? Holly Ann Crow. Oh, shit. Holly Ann Crow. Anybody that's getting membered up here tonight, or anybody that is a member, go to the video section. There's 3 new videos right now that is not available for anybody else. That is pretty cool and pretty special, and you can see me doing some cool stuff. I'm just gonna say it. And the video that me and Dan filmed tonight with Charlotte from the UK, I was gonna be doing that with that video, but I've changed my mind. I'm gonna put that one out publicly because it's too cool. It's too much of an insane video not to share publicly. But thank you guys so much. Appreciate that. And then we're going to keep this train rolling real quick. We're going to keep this murder church chain. Oh, whoa, say that 3 times quick. Keep this murder church train rolling real quick. Dixie Parish coming through, gifting out 5 of them sons of bitches. Getting on the wheel. Meg P, Bo Pete, Lawnerd Amber hanging back there. Carrie 28 and Kai, welcome in this son of a bitch. That's what I'm talking about, baby. And I'm going to put these on here right now before I forget. I'm going to get Todd on there with the $5. Thank you so much, Todd. Really appreciate that, dude. On the wheel. Gamby's getting on that wheel one more time. She said, "Hi, you know what? Maybe I'll try to get my luck just a little bit better on this wheel." And put my name on here again. Gifted again. Thank you so much, Gambies. And then right there, Dixie coming through. And insane, gifting out 5 memberships. And everybody that's new in here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay, and I hope that you want to stick around afterwards, because we have a lot of fun here. We do something on the old on Friday nights on something called Feral Friday, and we have a lot of fun. Me and Dan, we start out here on the YouTubes 9 p.m. Eastern time. You know, we're just usually shooting the shit until we go over to Kick, and we have a lot of fun. You know, usually have something planned out, whether that's a movie, whether that's a television show that we watch sometimes, or just watching music videos that you guys pick, right? Huh? That's what we did this last Friday. Had a really good time. You do not want to miss a Feral Friday with Publicly Buzzed. So keep an eye and make sure the bells are turned on. I'm talking about the Murder Church bells, but make sure the bell is clicked so you get notifications for when we do go live. And yeah, man. Welcome in, Buzz Nation. Growing this son of a bitch. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You guys are the best, too, though. And Shiraz said, son of a bitch, I'm going to get on there as well. LaRaz, anybody? We got some new names in here, too. I love it. LaRaz, Cindy Lee, Ann Cleary. Kaylin. Oh, no. I was just reading Kaylin. Steve, am I on it from last time? I don't think so. I think I've done your last spin, Kaylin. No, you're on this one. No, you're on it. Yep. Your last super's on here. You're on this wheel. Speedily Lee, bunch of new names. I'm pretty sure everybody that just got gifted there by Shiraz, holy shit, I'm pretty sure every one of those are new. Wow, that's insane, actually.
I'm telling you like it is, baby.
Holy crap, man.
Hold up.
Wow, holy shit. Now, let me see. How many we even got on here? It's getting wild in here now. Because Bonnie Bailey, who is the first ever shirt winner, her shirt has been mailed. It's on the way, Bonnie. $2 in that son of a bitch. And she wants to win another one. She says, I'm going to win the next one. I'm going to get that son of a bitch. So let me see how many we have on here. Let me do a count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, hold on. Make sure I didn't fuck that up. 1, 2, 10, 11. Kaylin just rounded out this wheel with a 199. Kaylin is on this twice, and I'm pretty sure that's the full wheel right there. I'm pretty sure That's the full will. And also, let me check. And as you can see up above there, the publicly buzzed link tree, that goes to Venmo. Also, Cash App. People usually send stuff through there as well. PayPal. I will check those as well to make sure I haven't missed anything. And to make sure I haven't made anybody skip the line as well. Give me 1 second here. But I think Kaylin just rounded that son of a bitch out. And we got a will spin. And she wants that fucking shirt. So let me just check my apps real quick. Let me just make sure I'm not screwing anybody over here. Oh my God, there is one in there from 850. Okay, it just came through. I think she's going to be starting the new will. Okay. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm not, I'm pretty sure Holly Ann just sent me $10 through Venmo. Holly Ann, I think you're going to be starting the new will. Okay, so let me get you on. Let me go ahead and get that up here so I don't lose track. New will. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push play. We're going to keep rolling here, and then I'm going to fill out the new will with these new names. And we'll get a spin going. Holly Ann. Wow. $10 through Venmo. That's absolutely insane, Holly Ann. Thank you so much. Wow. Put this in here real quick. And I think that you're starting out the new will. So, and I'm also sometimes terrible at counting. So we're going to find that out as well. But right now is what we're about to do. All right. So yeah, let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right. Hold on. Let me do a count.
The call to Michelle Blaine.
Yes,
Whose voice was that?
my voice.
Was that your call that you've described to the jurors making on your way down the driveway to Michelle Blaine?
Yes,
Did you recognize the voice or the voices on the second tape, the two 911 calls?
Yes.
Or rather, the 911 call to two transfers?
yes,
Whose voice was that?
my voice and Spector voice.
When you made the first call, you didn't have to call back to be transferred. You just stayed on the line and were ultimately transferred to a second operator, correct?
Yes,
And that's when you said, oh my God, again? Meaning you have to describe this again, correct?
yes,
All right. Was that the call, the single 911 call that you made that you earlier described to the jurors?
yes,
And that's when you were parked down at the entrance, correct?
yes,
On that second tape, do you remember hearing, and this is on,
Shit.
I've handed you a
Get
transcript
that on
just
there,
so you can
Shiraz.
recollect
Thank you so
the
much.
exact words.
$10 for the next spin.
On page 4, starting
guys
at
are
about line
amazing. Holy
18,
crap.
do you remember saying, yeah, I hear the like a noise. And then he opened the door and, quote, I killed her, end quote. And then
Kasha.
I'm outside the castle. Do you remember saying that?
199.
When you said the words, I killed her, what were you trying to describe?
I tried to tell the police that he said that.
Who
I
said
think
that?
Mr. Spector.
Were you describing what Mr. Spector said to you when he walked out of the doorway
You guys
with
are
the gun
crazy.
in his hand?
Yes,
Get this thing filled
And
out.
that's what you were trying to get across to the 911 operator?
yes,
When the police arrived, was it after that? In other words, on the tape, you can hear you say to the 911 operator, here they come now. And then you directed somebody, yes, he's in the castle or something like that, correct?
yes,
After that, did you hang up with 911?
yes.
And after that, did you ever go back up to that residence again?
Not that day.
May I approach? You may.
Got that, Dizzy. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Your Honor, that's all I have this time.
All right.
Hey, we got some cool merch too, man. Like, I'm proud of it.
Examine.
Put a lot of work into this, and yeah, we have 3 dope shirts from Mandy Joe. But yeah, we got a brand new shirt that's really cool as well. It's actually been selling. I mean, in that Murder Church hat that I just put up, trying to do some new stuff and some cool stuff for people to choose from, right? Like,
Ladies and gentlemen, keeping in mind the admonition, if you would step into the jury room at this time. And would you like Mr. D'Souza to remain or outside? Because I don't know what we're going to be discussing.
Whatever you rule,
Probably outside.
convey to him.
All right. If you would step outside, sir, just briefly. Thank you. All right, the jurors and alternates and the witness have all left the courtroom. The first thing, Mr. Brunon, you raised 2 things this morning. One was the question of whether the court should direct the district attorney to attempt to obtained the cooperation of ICE, I believe, or INS.
Yes.
Okay. What's people's response to that?
Your Honor, our response is that we have no more influence or ability to get anything from the INS than the defense does. We have no special relationship with them. As the court knows, in dealing with federal judges, the federal government doesn't really care much about all of us at the state and local level. Well, I remember there was some issue about a federal appearance here from Mr. Rosen some time ago. We, especially at this late in the trial, for us to scurry around and be ordered to go try to get something from the INS, I think it's burdensome. It should have been done earlier. And again, they're not part of the law enforcement team here at all.
I understand they're not part of certainly the local team. Mr. Bruno, your response?
Your Honor, there's a strange dichotomy with the relationship between the states and the feds. Douglas Sortino, when he was a mere lawyer, wrote to the INS on several occasions asking, please, will you make whatever efforts you need to make to keep Mr. D'Souza in the United States. His visa's expired, his status is uncertain, whatever the problem was, he was about to be removed, and he, Mr. Sortino, asked the INS not to remove him, to defer the action on that removal. There were a series of letters. Now, if the state prosecutors have no influence on the INS, one wonders why they would write. And also one wonders how it is that Mr. D'Souza, out of all of the applicants to the United States that want to remain here, when their visas expire, when their status goes illegal,
Will is loaded. Let's go.
It's just, it's,
All right.
I'm not going to
Before I
say
do
it's
that, I do have to run
disingenuous,
upstairs,
but
use
I'm
the
going to say
bathroom. I'll be
that
right back.
there is
I'm going to take the phone with me so I can watch this argument.
when we want them to help us, they're there. But when we want
Yo,
them to
Brandon,
help
what's
the
up?
defense,
Get
we
in
have
here.
no
Welcome the
influence
hell
on
in
them.
here.
I'm not
Be
asking
right
the
back.
court to
I
do
was literally going
anything
to use the
other
bathroom
than
as soon as you
to ask
popped
them
in.
to
I'll
make
be
a
right
good
back.
faith effort to produce Mr. D'Souza's file. Now, there's an additional element to this. This is a belated request, although we have been requesting this data for a long time. We served a subpoena on Mr. D'Souza back in November. That's 6 months ago. Mr. D'Souza did not respond with all of the documents in his possession concerning his status, his application to stay in the United States, his application to bring family members here. He brought basically a notice to show up for some biometric measurements. Yesterday, apparently as a result of a meeting the night before, or maybe the night before that, but within the last 3 or 4 days, Mr. D'Souza gave over a series of documents. Among those documents is a partial immigration an immigration form that refers to the grounds for Mr. D'Souza's deportability. He's subject to removal, i.e. deportation under Section 237A1I as a non-immigrant who failed to comply with the conditions of his visa. And it says the subject is a material witness in the People versus Philip Spector. Douglas Sortino, Deputy District Attorney, requests deferred action for subject. So there's communication, there is influence, there is the ability to obtain assistance when they want it. We asked the people to ask Mr. D'Souza to bring the rest of this form. Now the whole form is gone. Not even this sheet exists anymore. I just received a little note here that said the people have asked their assistants, their investigators, other people working on the case, if they have any idea what happened to the form. Now nobody knows what happened to it. The only way we're going to get the complete story is if we get the prosecution to ask the INS to present the file. And I think they'll do it.
Thank you. Anything?
Well, this isn't the first time we've dealt with this, and I think Mr. D'Souza has been forthcoming not only with the court, but the prosecution and the defense on this. The court might recall when the defense, Mr. Brunon, dressed up a private investigator as a UPS employee to try to serve a subpoena on Mr. D'Souza. As a result of that, we all came to court, and the court, I believe, asked Mr. D'Souza to give up documents, which he did, and they've had these for a long time. This is not something that's been hid. I'm sure the court recalls that.
I do.
That incident. That was quite a while ago, and we dealt with it at the time. This is just a new effort to get what's not available, apparently.
Well, I'm prepared to rule.
Okay.
May I just respond to that?
Well, you can if you want. I was about to rule in your favor. Do you want to add anything?
May I withhold my comment, Your Honor?
You may. Although the request may be belated, and I certainly recognize that INS does not have to cooperate with the district attorney's office if they choose not to. There is no reason why the district attorney, through the auspices of their office and with that prestige and the fact that they are a governmental, albeit a state, not a federal office, cannot request, excuse me, of the federal authorities that they attempt to cooperate and turn over a file. If they're willing to do it, then there's absolutely no reason why both parties should not have access to it. If they refuse to do it, then there's nothing we can do. We can't force the federal government to comply. But the bottom line is there's no reason why the district attorney's office, it's not burdensome to write a letter requesting cooperation. All right, thank you. Now, what was the other request you had?
Your Honor, as I briefly mentioned, and as the court sees as the case progresses, there were a lot of tape-recorded witness statements made in this case. And
you want the transcript up on the...
And could I just give you a for instance? Sure. Would you bring that portion of the transcript up, please? One of the issues is, we're jumping way ahead here, but this was a useful example, was Mr. D'Souza's recollection of Mr. Spector's condition when he came out of the house out of Trader Vic's. Yesterday he testified he was walking differently.
Oh, Viv, I see that chair out there. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
He appeared different than he had been earlier and suggested that he was beginning to be under the influence. At the grand jury, he testified, no, he didn't notice anything unusual when he came out of Trader Vic's. He seemed to be normal. So, yeah, it's a minor impeachment, but we feel it's important. What I can do and what is...
Thanks for hanging out there, Brandy. I bet Lucy getting a bath is probably the cutest thing that's ever happened. You have the cutest dog, Brandy. What the fuck? You do its hair. There's bows in this dog's hair. It's a very cute dog. It's a very cute puppy. Does it do well in the heat, though, up there? Well,
frequently done, particularly with, well, what's frequently done is ask him, well, didn't you say that to the grand jury? And if he says yes, the story's over. If he says no,
I think you have a very pampered dog, living a good life.
Read it, publish it, somehow communicate it, that is prior testimony recorded, or at least that form of prior testimony. Mr. D'Souza is not a native English speaker, and some of the portions that I'm going to read to him are a little bit long, and because some of them are taken in an informal context, an investigator will interrupt, there will be some uhs and is pauses. It's difficult to read it without paraphrasing it, or to read it in an understandable manner. If we put it on the board, he can read his own words along with me, and I can ask him if he said that. If he says yes, we've accomplished our purpose with some understandability. If he says no, we'll mark that section, and if necessary, we will bring the investigator in to testify. Yeah, that's exactly what's on the tape. That's what he told us. So I think it gives clarity, and there's nothing improper about it. It is not someone else's version of what
He's got a newbie in the house. Renee, get in here. Let's go, baby.
It's a transcription of a tape of his actual words. So I'd ask the court's permission to proceed in that manner.
Thank you. Prosecution.
I'm sorry, the only thing I would draw the court's attention to is this is out of the ordinary. It's not the normal way of impeaching, and I think Mr. Brunon said it best when he said just a second ago, I'd like the court to make sure you instruct the jurors, make sure you instruct them, Judge, that the transcript's not the evidence. So now Mr. Brunon, because it aids him, wants the transcript to be the evidence. It's not the evidence. That's not the normal way to impeach. I know Mr. Brunon. I know he finished law school. He had to, didn't we? Didn't we both go to law school together? So I didn't mean that as a total.
Not together.
We both know how to impeach a witness, and that's not the normal way to do it.
I agree it's not the normal way. The question is, are you going to suffer any prejudice from it? It's just it's a different way of doing it.
I don't know if I can quantify the prejudice that I would suffer. I just don't think if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. I have to follow the rules of evidence. I think the defense should have to do the same thing.
Well, he's asking if you will. He didn't just do it. He asked if we can do it this way. He's made some persuasive reasons for doing it. I don't have a problem with it. If you were going to show me some prejudice from it, I was willing to listen and say, well, perhaps, that shouldn't happen. Otherwise, if you're not prepared to do that, I'm willing to do that, and I'll indicate to the jurors, again, it's a transcript. And
if he adopts it, fine. If he doesn't,
right.
we'll deal with it later. Just like they read the transcript just then. It helps understand it.
It also will cut down going to and from the witness, quite frankly.
We'll start you up.
Are we ready for the witness and the jurors?
I'm ready for about a 3-minute run down the hall.
It's like, I'm ready for a fucking shot, bro.
Give it to me.
I think I understand what you want. Granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
I'm going to take a shot in the hallway real quick. You want to join me, Judge Dowhard? Judge Dowhard's like, well, yes, I got a Navy grog in my briefcase. One moment. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for hanging out. We've got an hour 13 on this next one. I'm going to do it. Fuck it. Adriano D. Souza undergoes cross-examination. We're still on this cat for another hour 13. We'll play it out here. Let's rock.
Since the jurors...
Oh, I got a wheel spin. Let's do a wheel spin first. Let's spin this wheel. Who's going to win this thing? Who? Who? Give me a sec. Bonnie Bailey just won another shirt. Let's go. Bonnie Bailey. Pick another one, baby. Pick another one of them bad boys. Anything but the Kool-Aid shirt. That one's now off the market. But I think you actually got that one. But yeah, get in there. Get in there, Bonnie. Holy shit. That was fucking awesome. We got a double winner. Our first double winner, ladies and gentlemen, Bonnie Bailey. Is she still in the chat? She's still in the chat. Tiff Knox said, put me on the wheel, baby. Woo! Yes, it does, ma'am. Yes, it does. That's exactly how you get on the wheel. Anybody new in here that doesn't know about the wheel? Oh, there's some new merch popping up right now. The old new Murder Church trucker hat. But anybody that doesn't know about the wheel, ask about the wheel, Tiff. Yes, you are on there right now. Let me get Bonnie down here as a new winner. Tiff. Holy shit. What a night. What a Murder Church night. Let's go. And also let me check my... Oh shit, we got some stuff happening here in the apps also. Getting crazy. What's happening? Okay, no, actually someone just bought a shirt. Yeah, somebody went in there just now and bought a Murder Church cult shirt. Hell yes. Yes. Sherry, thank you so much for that purchase. Appreciate that. Fuck yeah. Yeah, that's a hot shirt too right now. Everybody's been purchasing that one as well. But yeah, that is exactly how you get on the wheel. And then let me put Bonnie down here in the winner's circle. Wow. Bonnie, just get me another one, baby. And we'll get her going. That's how you rock that shit. That's how you do that shit. I'll tell you right now, Kaylin said, put me back on the wheel. $1.99. Bam, you are on there again, baby. I've got you. Kaylin, boom, $1.99, baby. Boom, super, baby. Boom. All right. You guys are the best. Thank y'all so much. And hell, let's see if we get another one in the next hour. Who knows? Hell yeah.
Alternates and witness or not? Are we waiting for anything, Mr. Bruno?
It's just one very important thing, Your Honor. During our previous colloquy about the transcript, Mr. Jackson made a comment about law school and me.
Yes.
And he's not the first one to say that, but I want it to be real clear. We're friends, and he meant that.
I took it as a joke. That's what I took.
Apparently some people didn't, and I wanted that to be clarified.
Okay. If anybody didn't, then they didn't understand it. Okay.
Right, yeah, sometimes my jokes fall flat.
Shit, they're coming in now, baby.
Has a habit of doing that, but
I'm writing myself not to use that one on stage.
I understood. Not a problem. And hopefully now everyone will understand it. I will really compliment all the attorneys, quite frankly.
$10
for the collegiality.
holla, not
I mean,
playing
with
around.
any case with these charges, I mean, things happen, but the attorneys have always been very professional with each other. It makes my job easier, and I appreciate it. So,
Ellis,
you to
what's
be
up?
commended for that. All right, can we bring in the jurors,
Hammy.
the alternates, and the witness?
Yes.
All right. All right, the record will reflect the jurors and the alternates are not now back. The witness is again on the stand. And
We're at 8 on the new will. So what is that, 4 left?
Mr. D'Souza,
4 left to a new spin.
Actually, it's DeSouza. How do you pronounce it?
De Souza.
Souza. Mr.
Incredible enough.
Souza. I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Bonnie used to play the lottery for real, Charlie.
You know, I'm
Holy
one
crap.
of Mr. Spector's attorneys.
Yes.
Correct. And we've never spoken before in any proceeding or in any interview or anything, have we?
No.
You understand the system requires both sides of a case to present evidence so that the complete story will come out. So that
Objection. This is irrelevant.
I think you can proceed directly to cross.
in any event, you have an obligation to answer our questions as fully and as truthfully as you have an obligation to answer the prosecutor's questions. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. Now, Mr. Jackson asked you yesterday about your English training and experience, how you learned English. Recall those questions?
Yes.
How old were you when you first began to study English?
I'm going to say 13 years old.
Okay. And that was in school, I take it?
Yes, in the school.
Right. Your native language is Portuguese, is it?
It's Portuguese.
Okay. And do they have grades in the schools in Brazil similar to the grades here, if you know?
It's not the same grades. They are like there is no A, B, C, D. There is like it's like numbers.
Okay. Actually, my question was ambiguous. I'm talking about first grade, second grade, sixth grade, high school, 9 through 12, that sort of thing.
It's a little bit different.
Okay. What grade were you, or what equivalent grade were you when you began studying English?
Where's the pickles? Put me on that motherfucker. Yes, we doing it, baby.
Probably in junior high, something like that. I'm not sure. I don't know how to compare that.
Do you recall being about 13 years old?
Yeah, 13 years old. I'm not sure.
Okay. And was this like an hour a day, or was it an immersion?
Sorry. Yes, 45 minutes an hour.
Okay.
Grab another beer. We got an hour to go. I got to grab another beer.
5 days a week, I assume.
Thanks, seriously, everybody, for being here tonight. Appreciate the shit out of it. If there's a possibility in your bones that maybe you didn't hit that like ski, check it. Just give it the old check. If you're in full screen, back out, give it the old check. Sometimes sometimes I'll be hanging out and I'll be like, what the hell? I didn't hit a like in here, and it's like someone I love. So, just get it. Never hurts. Never hurts. I know it's annoying. I know it. I feel annoying doing it. But YouTube's like, oh yes, rob me. Be right back.
Days a week, 3-4 days a week.
Okay. And how long did that educational process take? How long did you take those classes?
So basically, each year you have to study a little bit English in the school.
Okay.
Sometimes you don't learn a lot, but you have to go. It's mandatory in the school.
So, when did you leave high school? How old were you?
I don't know, high school in Brazil. Probably 15 years old, I'm not sure.
Incredible. Thank you so much.
Were you able to understand and speak English fluently at that point?
No, not fluent.
Okay. You understood some English and you could speak some English?
Yes.
Okay. Was it the level of English that You could go in, order food in a restaurant or get gas for your car, that sort of thing?
Yes, we could even watch a movie. You could not understand everything, but you can understand something.
Okay, you understand the pictures?
Not only pictures, but
Okay.
you can.
And some of the words you could understand in the context?
Yes.
Okay. Then you went to college, is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's not college. It's a kind of college.
What kind of college?
We call a segundo grau. It's kind of college. It's not. It's different from here. There's 3 years.
Okay.
Can you spell that term you just used? My reporter doesn't speak Portuguese or Spanish.
Segundo grau, it's SEGUNDO space GRAU.
Thank you.
Is that where you began studying computer science or computer programming?
No.
Okay. What do you study at that type of institution?
This is a basic. This is a basic subjects.
Such as?
Math, Portuguese, physics, chemical, biology, history.
Did you continue to study English there?
Yes, outside.
Okay. So in that school from 15 to whenever you ended that school, did I hear that right? You started at 15 and went for 3 years, you said?
Yes.
So that was until you were about 18?
Yes.
So you didn't take classes from your school at that point. You took English education, some other source. Is that right?
I don't remember very well. We had some English class, but my dad usually he liked to pay in a private school, just going for learning English.
I'm sorry. He liked to do what to the private school?
The private school just to learn English. It's like a private school just for teach English.
Okay. And so you went to that after your classes in the segundo grau?
During the class. Between 15 and 18 years old, I had to go to this private school to learn English.
Well, what time?
After school, I have to go to school in the morning, and then I go to this private school in the afternoon, probably 2 or 3 hours a day.
Okay. And how many days a week?
3 days a week.
Okay. And how long did you do that?
Probably 3 years.
Okay. Was that the same as the tutoring you talked about yesterday?
No.
And after 3 years of these private, what was? Let me just get a little clarification on that. What kind of an institution was it? Was it just like in somebody's house, or was it at a church maybe?
No. It's like a business. It's like the schools over here, but just for English, some class. It's a business office with 7-8 classes that they have a few teachers teaching English. They have books for that. You have levels.
Okay. Do you recall what level you got to in that class?
I don't remember. I have no idea. It was a basic, we had advanced. I remember that I went to the advanced, but I don't remember when.
Was it within that 3 years or some other time?
No, some other time.
Okay. During those 3 years, how far did you go?
Like I said, I'm not remember that, but it was I was not so bad. My accent was terrible, but it was not so bad.
Okay. At the end of the 3 years, do you get any kind of a certificate, or do they give you a test to test your proficiency?
No, I didn't make any tests. Probably I had some certificates, but I don't keep the certificate from the kind of school.
What did the certificates represent? Do you recall?
That you complete the level of instruction, something like that, of learning.
Okay, and at this, you can't remember what level you completed?
I don't remember.
Okay. Now, after that, you went to university?
Yes, I went.
And is that what it's called there, university?
Yes, university.
Okay. And was that a academic type of institution or more of a trade technical type of institution?
No, it's the first university that I went was a public university, like we have over here, like UCLA, USC.
Okay.
I went to engineer for 2 years.
Okay.
Then I quit engineer.
While you were studying engineering in college, did you study English?
There's no college.
I'm sorry?
College? What do you mean college?
University, I'm sorry. We call them college. In university, did you study English?
In engineer, I didn't study any English.
Okay.
I just did engineer for 2 years, then I quit. There's no English at that point.
Were you studying English outside of the engineering curriculum?
Outside.
Okay, and what was that?
It was like a regular school, like before.
Same as the other 3 years you told us about?
Yes.
Same school?
No, I changed school a lot. I don't remember what school right now, but I have some names. I don't remember.
All right. So after 2 years at university, basically studying engineering, you switched? Is that what happened?
Yes, I stopped going to the university. I went to Army.
Okay. And what year was that? Do you remember?
Probably 88, 89, I think.
And did you get drafted or volunteer? How do you go in the Army in Brazil?
Voluntary. It's mandatory that you have to go there and put your name in the list and everything. But
do you remember how old you were?
19 years old, 20 years old. I remember 19.
Well, is that which
19.
one? Which one?
19, 20 years old, 19. That's so hard.
Do you remember? I don't know.
Yeah, it's
do
19
you remember?
years old. They're going to say 19. And when I start in Army, 19 years old.
Okay. So you were 19 years old in 89, is that right?
Yes, 89.
Okay. And was that the regular Army or the reserves?
To prepare, it's like a reserve, but if they like you, you continue. So it's like
okay. Did you leave the reserves and go to the regular Army?
the way that you say it's like it's not like here. Everything is different from the United States. It's like you at that point I was prepared to be an officer.
Right. What are the reserves called in
Reserve, but they don't call you reserve if you are an active. If you are working Army, they don't call reserve. You're still like an officer or a soldier like the others.
Okay,
You're just like called reserve if you
okay. Well,
go to reserve.
that's the same here. I mean, the reserves have civilian component, and then when they go to the service, they have officers. But did you go to the regular Army, or did you remain?
Sorry about that. I got called up in a dog party. There was a hot dog up there with my name on it.
In the reserves?
I went to the regular Army.
Okay. What was your job in the regular Army?
I had like too many jobs in Army. The first 4 years I was in the troop.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. You know, if you were gunnery sergeant or whatever, that doesn't matter. But did you study languages? Were you a linguist in the Army?
Christine just came through, and I'm not sure if she came through whether it was Cash App or Venmo, one or the other. I didn't dig deep enough, but I just got a notification. $5, and she's putting Charlotte, my girl Charlotte from the UK, on the wheel. So let me get her on there. I will do. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate that. $5, baby. Let's go. I think we're 2 names away from another spin.
No, just like some manuals that we have to operate some American guns, yes.
Okay. So you didn't take formal English training while you were in the Army, right?
No.
And while you were in the Army, is that your full-time occupation, or is it a few months or a few weeks a year, or how does that work?
No, it's a full occupation.
Okay. And when did you get out of the Army? When were you discharged?
After probably 9 years, was 1998, 1999.
Do you remember?
I remember.
When you got out?
I'm going to say 1998. I left Army.
Was it 1996, do you think?
1996?
Yeah.
No.
You sure?
Yes,
What is
1998 I
happening
left
right
Army.
Are we lost in some
And
bullshit?
did you go back to school?
During the Army period, I was in school.
And
I graduated in the same time that I left Army.
okay, and was this going back to university?
Yes, was I think 95 I started like in university at night.
Okay. Same type of university that you'd gone to study engineering?
Same kind as a private one
Okay.
in a different subject.
Well, at this point, you're now studying computer-related matters, is that
Yes.
And was any part of that curriculum devoted to teaching you English?
No, just like a technical English at that time.
And were you taking English independently on the outside at that point?
Yes, in the last 2 years, yeah, 87, 88.
A live shot of Phil in a while. Wake everyone up.
Oh, 97, 98, sorry.
Get a
And
new
was that
wig in
the
here.
same situation as before? You'd go to the classes, private company would teach classes and you'd take English? Is that how it was?
At that time, it was a private. Just one teacher for me, like 2 hours a day, probably.
And how many days a week?
Sometimes like 5 days a week, depends what time the Army like release me. I have time to get in, but I don't have time to get out. To leave, like I have time 7 o'clock, I have to be in the base, but I don't have time to leave. If they release me like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I could go to and have like class with this teacher.
Okay. So by 1999, you were what, 29 years old, more or less?
Yes.
And
Is it true? That you
up
were
until that
29
point,
years
had
old?
you received
Ever
any
in your
kind
life?
of
Yes. Oh.
certification or evaluation that would measure your English competency skills?
No.
I would assume your English would improve over time as you studied it.
Yes, of course.
Were you proficient enough at that point to fully communicate in English to a English speaker?
There wasn't even
someone
anything
that-
wrong with the 911 call when he was talking. The only thing that was hard was at the very beginning when they played it and you could just hear the noise. After you could actually hear the call, he sounded fine. Like, is that what I've walked into here? That while I was eating a hot dog upstairs, that they're trying to come at him for his use of the English language? How shitty he is at it? Because he's pretty damn good. I mean, he sounds competent to me. This is, fuck.
I didn't know
This is why this is 6 months.
Portuguese.
Yes, if you have like
You're
a little
speaking
bit
to
of
him
patience
pretty
and if you don't,
fluently here.
if you don't need me to talk like very fast, yeah, we can communicate.
Okay.
Yo, bro,
Some
what's
words you
up?
knew,
Get in here.
correct?
Yes,
Some words you didn't know.
I still, yes,
Okay. Some sentence structure you knew.
yes,
Some sentence structure you get kind of tangled up with.
yes, still.
Okay. Now, when was it that you decided to come to the United States?
It was in the end of 1998, I think, 1997, between 1997 and 1998.
Okay. And what was your status when you came to the United States?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
What was your status?
Where, in Brazil?
No, to here, to come to the United States.
Oh, I was legal when I came here the first time.
I'm sorry, bad question.
Yeah, it's a bad
Did you come as
question.
a student? Did you come as someone seeking
He's
residence?
speaking fine, but you're going to use like a word that he probably definitely doesn't understand. Like it's a dick move.
Did you come as a tourist? Come as a businessman? Do you remember your immigration status?
Yes, I come like a tourist.
Okay. And so you had a 6-month visa, is that right?
Yes, around that, yeah.
And how long did you stay?
Probably 8 months, I think.
Okay. Did you get removed or did you go home voluntarily?
No, I went to school in Santa Monica and they applied for a student visa, then I went to my country. Like nobody deport me or ask me to leave the country at that time.
But after your tourist visa expired, you remained in the United States.
Yes.
Then, did you get a student visa at that time, or did you just go ahead and go home?
No, I went home. I applied for a student visa, then I went home.
Okay. And during that period of time, were you studying English in the United States?
I went to how do I say that? It's like a...
Go, Oryx Girl.
I think it's
199, thank you so much.
It's a school in Venice. It was
One
like
more.
for people that from another country that they don't have like money to study.
Before we get this
I
wheel
went there
done,
just
baby.
like to try. And I studied like a little bit over there, like probably 3
Thank
or
you.
4 months, I think.
What did you do over there for a little bit?
Just studying. I was studying like for 3 or 4 months.
Okay. You didn't finish that course, it doesn't sound like.
Oh no.
Okay. Then you came back to the United States?
Yes.
When was that you came back?
I'm not sure if it was 2000. I think it was 2000.
Did you remember what part of the year?
March. I think it was March. I'm
No.
not sure. You have to check just the...
I'm sorry, did you finish?
I have to check in the passport. I'm not sure.
Okay. You got a visa that time?
Yeah, student visa that time.
You actually gave a copy of your student visa to the prosecutor the other day, is that right?
Yes.
Shit, Pam. Pam's got the last spot. Pam just racked that son of a bitch
May I
up.
approach a witness to show it, see if it helps?
Wrapped it up.
Sure, if you show it to prosecution first.
Make sure I'm not missing anything.
Do you want this marked?
Not at this time.
Bam! Just sent in a $20 through the Cash App to round out this next will. We'll do that before we end here tonight.
Showing you this document, just look at it and see if it helps you remember.
Thank you so much, Pam.
when you got
Appreciate
your
the shit
visa.
out of that.
Yeah.
Okay, when'd you get it?
Get you a shirt.
When?
Pam's been hanging and banging this whole will.
Was in Brazil, probably 1999 or 2000. I'm not sure. I didn't check the date over there.
Did you get it?
I did. There's a valid visa. Do you want the validation or the when I get the visa?
12.
I don't know.
Okay.
The consul,
Start
American
filling that
consulate
thing
sent
out?
to my house. I'm not sure when.
Well, it has an issue date on it, right?
Okay, yeah. Let me check. You didn't ask me to check the date. You just like show me the paper.
Why don't you approach again? Show him the document.
I thought I asked you when'd you get your visa, but I'll ask it again. When'd you get your
Okay.
visa?
Should date March 15, 2000.
Okay.
That's great.
It's actually highlighted on
Okay,
it.
yeah, that's good.
This illegal! This illegal! Shouldn't even been driving the damn fucking car. He shouldn't have been here. He shouldn't have been here. Damn, that's my whole point. Let my man free. Let Phil free. Let my man go. He shouldn't have been in the damn country.
sorry?
That's what's happening.
That's good.
Right now. What the fuck?
How long was that visa good for?
It depends, sir.
Actually, it depends on what it says on the visa, doesn't it?
No, depends the law. It's in the paper says 1 year, but if you keep your I-20 valid, you can keep in the country for 7, 8, 9, 10 years.
Okay. Well, this particular visa, when did it say its expiry date would be?
This is 1 year.
Okay, so that's the 14th of March of 2001, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you get any additional visas after this one?
No, just I-20s.
All right, so March of 2000 or thereabouts, you come to the United States, and did you begin studying English again?
Yes.
And your status here was as a student, is that right?
Yes.
And you're not permitted to work as a
Your
student.
status here was a foreigner, am I
Did
right?
you work?
Dear
Yes.
God.
So you didn't respect the laws that allowed you to come in here, did you?
Oh my God.
The
Is he coming at the driver for driving a car and
Between-
calling 911? What is happening?
2003 and now, well, actually between 2000 and now, you've remained always in the United States, correct?
Correct.
And before coming to the United States, did you go to any other country that speaks English, like England, Australia,
This is insane.
Canada?
No.
Okay, so only the only English-speaking country that you resided in is the United States, is that right?
Yes.
And that's in California?
Yes.
So when you started studying English here in the United States, did you go to a private institution to learn English?
Yes.
And that was a few hours a day, was it?
Yeah, 3-4 hours a day.
Okay. And did they give you tests to determine your proficiency, do you know?
Yes, they did.
Okay. Do you have a way of telling us how proficient you were in English in February of 2003?
Yes, I can ask them. I'm not sure if they're going to give anything. Yes.
Okay. But in terms of your memory, can you remember now if you were in an advanced and an intermediate, some level of English class? Do you have any recollection?
Yes, I was in an advanced. There's like a couple of people with me. I think six guys in the same class.
And when did you stop taking English classes?
I think it was 2004.
What part of the year?
Where did it go?
I don't remember.
It was January, wasn't it?
Sorry?
It was January, wasn't it?
Could be, yes. I'm not sure.
Didn't you file a notice with the school that you were withdrawing from classes?
Probably, but I don't remember the file, yes.
In any event, once you withdraw from school, your status as a student ends, is that right?
At that time, yes.
Well, at all times, right?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a document, case, showing it to counsel.
You want it marked?
Not at this time.
All right.
I have a system, it's just not fully developed yet.
Oh, okay.
You recognize this document, Your Honor? I mean, Mr. D'Souza?
Yes.
Does that help you remember when you withdraw?
Okay, yeah, January 19, 2004.
Okay. Now, once you're no longer a student, you're supposed to go home, right?
Yes.
Did you go home?
No.
Just fine. I mean,
You continue to live in the United
Hellcat,
States.
welcome in here.
And you continue to speak
I've still not got the
English
wig. I've actually not ordered
as
it. I still need to buy
you,
3 wigs. I plan on buying those
You
wigs.
lived your life, I guess,
I really
right?
just need to remember. I should do
Yes,
it literally
yes.
live. I've still got the link up here, though.
So between 2003, February, and May
Without the
of
link.
2007,
I've not
you've
forgotten.
continuously spoken English, is that
I've
right?
been busy, though. Look
Yes.
at the, you like how it's
And
looking in here?
Your English has improved, I assume, is that right?
Probably, yes.
Okay. Like most things, the more you practice, the
4
better
years,
you...
yes.
I'm sorry?
4 years, yes.
Okay. So you have 4 years additional practice, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to get the wigs. The wigs are coming. I want the
Before
mullet wig. I want that one I
coming
just
here
showed you.
to
and
testify,
there was another one.
did you look at any documents to help you remember what you'd said in the past?
Could you be specifically what kind of stuff?
What if I get them and they're like super hot and I can't do it? And
Well,
I'm already doubting the wigs. No, I got to get the wigs. This line of questioning is annoying
Like
me.
transcripts?
Because it's like, I mean, this is getting us nowhere.
Okay, could you repeat the question, the first question?
Before you testified here today, did you review any materials like transcripts?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
What did you review?
Basically everything that I told the police at that night, February 3, 2003.
Okay. So you looked at a tape-recorded interview that you had with officers Kennedy and Pineda the early morning hours of February 3rd, is that right?
No, I didn't listen this one.
I'm sorry, that assumes facts, not an evidence.
Well, I think
Wasn't videoed.
the witness also said no, I believe, so the objection's overruled. The answer will stand. You may proceed.
So you don't recall seeing a tape recording of
Shelley,
interview
Pokemon,
you
thanks for
had
that
with
share.
the,
Appreciate that.
Alhambra Police Department?
Yes, but not with Pineda.
Kennedy and Pineda.
No, not these two. I don't remember to listen these two. I could read something, but it's not. I didn't listen anything.
You might have read a transcript of that interview, but you don't recall listening to it? Is that what you're saying?
I have all of transcript, but I didn't read all of them.
I'm going to show you what appears to be a transcript that appears to be Adriana de Souza, Officer Esther Pineda, Officer Garrett Kennedy. It's about 35 pages long. Do you remember seeing this document before?
He's trying to make it feel like this guy's on trial. Like, what is happening?
I'm not sure if I have this one.
God.
I have one, a big one, but I don't know if it's this one. I don't remember seeing this one. I probably have, but I haven't seen this one.
Well, actually, you have several.
About 200 for real.
I have, I think, one or two.
Well, all right. You've got the grand jury testimony you gave, don't you?
Yeah, the grand jury, yes.
Okay. You've got a transcript of a interview you had with Detective Fournier and Detective Tomlin.
I didn't see that,
you?
Bumblebee.
Yes, for
I
sure.
can imagine.
For sure.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
I think that's it, the two that I have.
Did you have any police reports, that is handwritten or typed reports that are not transcripts?
Well, if there's one thing
no.
that's 100%,
Do you know the difference between
these
a
defense
report
dudes
and a
can't read
I
a
don't
room
think so, yeah, I don't have
whatsoever.
this.
Well, you don't think so?
I gotta
You
buy
don't?
them first,
No, I
Kayla,
don't.
I ain't got them yet. I'm gonna do that.
So
I'm gonna do that this week.
You
I'm
do
gonna do that. I'm
recall
gonna do that
having the
soon.
grand jury
I
transcript.
keep saying things that aren't
and
immediate.
a long interview
Jack will be
between
like, all right, this is
Detective
all
Tomlin and
putting it
Detective
off.
Fournier
It's
and
gonna be
yourself.
soon.
And maybe
Just gotta pull the trigger.
the interview between you and Kennedy and Pineda. Is that fair?
Yeah, the two first, yeah, this one I don't think that I have. The last one that you
Okay,
showed.
so maybe you don't have that one.
Yes.
Now, you said
Oh, Lord. Oh, the
you
pressure's on.
read these transcripts, right?
Not at all,
They're
but yes,
coming. The
part
waves are
of-
coming. Do not worry.
Say it again, please.
Part of the transcript, not at all.
Yeah,
I didn't,
this is
I
weird.
just pass. I was not reading all of transcript. I was not reading everything.
Did the transcripts you had have more in them than your testimony or your statement?
Objection. That's vague.
No, I think I understand the question. If the witness does, I'll allow him to answer. Do you understand the question, sir?
No, could you repeat that?
All right.
Let's start with the grand jury transcript. Does the portion that you have, or the booklet you have only your testimony in it, or does it have any of the other witnesses' testimony in it?
No, just my testimony.
Okay. And the interview you have, or the transcript that you have
Get a fro.
from speaking with Tomlin and Fournier, does that just have your statement in it, or is there anything else in it?
My statement. Just my statement.
Okay. So you said you read part of it, but not all of it?
Yes, I was
That's
I was
true. I
not
thought about that
reading
already. Well, it's
line per line. I was reading the
multi-show purpose
was not
mix.
I was just
Bad idea.
refreshing my memory.
Trying to remember what you'd said in the past, right?
Yes.
Okay. But in order to do that, you have to read the whole thing, don't you?
Objection. This is argumentative.
It is argumentative. The objection is sustained.
Well, in order to refresh your recollection about what you said, you got to read all that you said, don't you?
Not all. Some part of.
And how do you know what to leave out?
Remember, there is some things that happened that night. I remember very clear.
Okay.
Some are not, but like the most important stuff that happened that night, yeah, I remember very well.
So you remember part of it. You don't need to study that. And the part that you don't remember, that part you study, right?
Yeah, the part that I think that's important.
Out their nose, blew their nose.
Well, how would you
Guarantee
know
those
what
colors.
is important and
They
what's
stare
not
at
important?
everybody.
How'd you make that decision?
Problem.
Yeah, like color of the cars, things like that. I remember very well, but
Yeah, Paige.
like
They're all rude. All of
the
his
correct
attorneys
times,
are dicks.
really correct times.
Different
I have to
levels of
remember,
dick, too. Different types of
10,
cocks.
1240, 1215.
Yeah,
These
we
I
love
have
some
to
kick.
remember a little bit.
Love that you get on the kick.
Is it D-thousand or thousand?
Any way that you want to say, that's okay for me.
Well, I'll say it the way you want.
Okay, this also.
D-thousand.
Yes.
When you're reading the transcripts so you can remember the times and the locations, all the things that are in there, you're studying those so that you can say the same thing in court that you said before, right?
Not that.
No, I'll allow the questions, cross-examination.
What was the answer, Your Honor?
I didn't hear his answer. Would you go ahead and give us your answer again?
Not exactly.
Well, what do you mean, not
I thought
exactly?
it was a no.
Not
Maybe
exactly.
it was. Maybe
Not
it
in the
was all.
same words.
Well,
The things that I really remember, I can say in the same words.
okay. How many times would you say you've read those transcripts before you testified?
Sorry?
How many times would you say you've
God.
gone over all or part of those transcripts before you began your testimony yesterday?
Probably once.
Well, probably or actually?
Actually, once.
Okay. When was that?
It was like 2 days before, I think.
So today's Wednesday. Are we talking about Monday?
Yes, Monday or Sunday night. I'm not sure because I'm supposed to be here on Monday. I wasn't on call on Monday, I think.
Okay. Now, in addition to reading the record or the transcript of what you've said in the past, you also talked to some people about the case, right?
Yes, I did.
And those persons were who? Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else?
Sorry?
Anybody else?
No. I have like a couple of friends that they usually ask me about the case, but I talked to Mr. Jackson for sure.
Okay. And when before right now was the last time you spoke to Mr. Jackson about your testimony?
Right now, I spoke to him today, early in the morning.
Okay, you came here early this morning?
15 to 9, I was here.
Okay. And you went over some of the things he was going to ask you this morning?
No, he said to me that he almost done with me, and he probably
Yeah, this is brutal.
I have to answer your questions like after that, and he's not sure about if I'm finished today or tomorrow or Monday, whatever.
Okay. Well, won't be today or tomorrow.
Okay.
What else did you talk about? That you don't have to come early to hear that, do you?
Well, I have to come early because the traffic is so heavy from my house to here.
Okay, you got here at 8:45 or 9:15? I'm sorry, what did you say?
8:45.
Yeah.
And
Rosin,
you met with Mr.
man.
Jackson in his office?
Yes.
Rosin,
Did you talk
Rosin,
about
whatever his fucking name is.
questions he was
Lane.
gonna ask you
Cutler was a
today?
douchebag.
No. I just,
They're all like their
I
own
showed him
specific
the documents that I
type of
brought,
douche too.
and he said that
They're not the same style of douche.
that
They're all
I'm
equally as
doing a good
shitty,
job. I'm
but they're
like,
different levels of
answer the
douche.
questions very well. Don't be
very-
nervous.
very
That's
strange.
normal. So I've never been in court before. Like this is the first case that I'm a witness.
Okay. Now, before this morning, when was the next prior time that you spoke to somebody about your testimony?
I talked to Mr. Jackson after yesterday we finished like 5. Probably I talked to him at 5:30.
Okay, and how long did you speak to him then?
It was really fast. I had to go home.
Okay, how long?
15 minutes, 20 minutes.
What did you talk about?
Oh, the same stuff. Like you have to come tomorrow morning. You have to still have to answer my question. I didn't finish with you. There's more people in the room. I don't remember, but everybody's talking, and I was waiting for her to go home. Like that's it.
Okay. But then what you said you talked about during that meeting only took about 30 seconds. What else did you talk about in the rest of the meeting?
Objection, I assume Smack's not on.
Sustained.
Were you in the meeting longer than 30 seconds?
Yes, I was in Mr. Jackson's room. I'm not sure if it's office. Before, I was waiting for him. Probably waiting I was waiting 10 minutes or something like that.
Okay, after Mr. Jackson came in and you began to talk about the case, how long did that period take?
It was fast, like 2-3 minutes, 4 minutes, and he had like more people speaking with him outside. There is another DAs outside.
Okay, all right. So that's yesterday afternoon, right?
Yes.
Before that, when did you talk to him?
I think early morning yesterday, when I came here again.
Okay, what time was it?
I came here I was here, I think, 9 o'clock, ready. I was ready for, I was thinking that I had to start my testimony on 9:30 yesterday.
Okay, so you had a meeting between 9 and what was the end of that meeting?
Was between 9 and 9:10. I think he had to come to court.
Okay.
And I was watching TV.
Okay. And so you didn't really talk about your testimony then?
We talked something about in the lunchtime.
Yesterday lunchtime?
Yes.
Okay, what did you talk about then?
He's just like trying to make me like make me like comfortable with this situation.
Okay. Did you go over any of the events that happened back in February?
Yeah, he just asked me just
I feel like I
the
need
truth,
to pound this beer to get through this.
things that you remember.
God,
If you don't remember,
fucking brutal.
you just say you don't remember.
Do you ask about any particular events? What happened at this point in time? What did somebody say at this point in time? Do you ask any specific questions like that?
Yes, he asked me.
Remember what you discussed?
Yeah, he asked me if I remember like around 5 o'clock, everything that happened that night, specifically 5 o'clock in the morning. Yes, he asked me
So
that.
you went over the events that happened at Mr. Spector's house at 5 a.m., right?
No, he just like asked me that, make sure that I remember that. Yeah, and I said, yes, I remember very well.
So make sure you got that right.
Yes.
Okay. So that's lunchtime yesterday. What about, wait a minute, are we at lunchtime or at a different time?
It was lunchtime.
Okay. Before that, when did you talk to him again before that, didn't you?
I told you early in the morning, on yesterday morning.
Okay, how about before that? Didn't he come to your house this week?
Yeah, he came to my house.
Okay. You remember that, don't you?
I remember. I'm just like trying to figure out the day.
Okay.
I think it was Monday afternoon, probably 6:30 p.m., 7 p.m.
Okay. Was he with somebody else?
Yes.
Investigator?
No.
Who was it?
I think it was somebody
This
that's
is
helping
actually
him
painful.
in the case.
And I've seen some pretty
A
painful.
paralegal?
No, I think she's over there.
Fuck.
This lady?
That lady, yes.
You mean he chose that lady over that man?
That
I'm serious
lady.
about the pound this beer. Just catch like the quickest buzz.
I could say something, but I won't.
Good
All
God.
right. So what did you talk about at that point?
Again, he asked me if I'm comfortable. We try to dine with you like in this week. He tried to make me comfortable. They asked me if I remember everything, if I need anything to help my memory or something like that, and I said no.
Okay. You already had the transcripts before that?
Yes, I had the transcripts for a long time. I think.
When did you get them? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Approximately.
I don't remember.
Are we talking about days, weeks, months?
I don't remember. I have this. No, I don't remember.
Well, did you have Mr. Fournier and Mr. Tomlin's transcript before you went to the grand jury?
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Ew.
I'm not sure. I don't think so. For the grand jury, I think I didn't read anything. I didn't have anything to read or remember for that night.
Well, are you sure or not?
I'm not sure.
You're not.
I'm
You
sure.
so you might have read something.
Mother of God.
I'm not sure.
Well, you did talk to
2
the
minutes.
DAs
I'm
before
not
you went
sure.
to the
Well,
grand
Yeah, I
no,
talked to the for sure.
no, bro, he's not
And they
fucking
had the
sure.
reports,
It
didn't they?
actually doesn't matter that fucking
Yeah,
much.
for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Good
So
God.
don't you think?
Gail's lighting up the party.
Getting a
Let's
copy
go,
report?
Gail.
I
Let's
get a
fucking
couple
go.
of
Who's getting in here? Bumblebee. That's what I like to see. Carrie
I'll
Ann
give him a
lurking
little
back
leeway,
there.
but after a while, we're going to
This
move
next
forward.
one's
But
crazy.
overruled for right now.
DC.
You may proceed.
Ah, whoa, crazy name. I can't even
What
get
I'm
through
trying to
it.
find out is,
DC
are you positive
Roos
you didn't have that
C-Roos.
transcript from
Holy shit,
February
welcome
3rd,
in. Hope you're subbed
2003
up.
before
Lone
you went to
Pony
the
back
grand jury?
there.
Are you
Amy
positive
Lou.
about that?
All new names. Thank you, Gail.
I think
Appreciate
so,
that.
so I don't have.
A lot of new
like I
folks
said,
coming,
I'm not
getting
sure.
membered up. Let's all enjoy the show. Enjoy what you're seeing.
All right, now, going back to the meeting at your house
Thanks,
Monday
Gil.
night,
Gil, I'm gonna put you
are
on
you
the wheel here.
comfortable,
think you're on the
Senator,
next
did you
wheel. You're
talk
starting
about
that next
any
son of a
the
bitch
facts
up,
of the
baby.
case?
Like I said, he asked me if I remember that night, everything that night, and I said, yeah, I remember most of things that night.
You remember most of the things?
Most of the things.
Well, did you go over the events so that you can figure out what you didn't remember and what you did remember?
Like I
Yeah,
said,
thanks,
there's
Gil.
like
Appreciate
some
that.
stuff, some
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
some
That's
stuff
right.
that happened
You have a
that
lot of
night,
cool emojis now.
I
Yeah, people
was
who don't
like
have the emojis. There's some dope emojis in there.
I don't know like who describing the same
Boston.
words, but yeah,
Let it go.
So did
Let
you try
this
to
shit
get it
go.
so you were using the same words each time?
What's happening right now? What is happening? Judge
I
Doward just
try
jumps
to
down,
use the
punches him
same
in
words all
face.
the time. I try.
Okay. And if you didn't remember the same words, did you look at the transcript or somehow remember
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
what words you'd used in the past so that you could use the same
Yeah, I
words?
try to remember that.
Okay.
God, what's
And
up?
So you'd read the transcript to see what you said before, right?
Oh, hell yeah,
yes.
Gary. I appreciate that. Love lurkers. I get it. I lurk all the time on channel. I'm always busy. Get it. Get it.
Before that
Killing me
meeting,
right now.
Monday night, when was the last time you saw one of the DAs?
The best emoji is right here. Okay. Oh wow, you're gonna hate me. I can't even do it.
Probably 4 months or 3 months
I
before.
can't even get there. So like, you're not gonna. Hold on.
Going back to that meeting Monday night, did you
Yeah, there it
talk
is.
about anything else other than what happened the night of February 2nd and 3rd? Did you talk about anything else?
Bombshell alert right there. Boom. Okay, always hanging and banging,
I
baby.
talked to. Yeah, I told him that in the I think next day somebody knocked on my door, tried to get an interview. I talked that the lawyer, Mr. Shapiro, at that time tried to contact me. I think twice. I think basically is that.
I'm not even listening to the questions anymore. What's happening?
When you're saying the next day, are you saying the next day
Bumblebee.
after February
Thanks, Gail.
3rd?
I'm gonna tell my mom I went to
Sorry,
church.
it
That's what I'm
was in
talking
February
about.
3rd, I think.
Let me get you on
was,
here.
was in the afternoon, I think.
Well,
I'm not sure if it was in the afternoon or February 4th, early in the morning.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
Investigator
that.
came to
Bumblebee.
talk
Welcome
to you?
in. Welcome to the fam.
Or do you mean what kind of investigator?
well, any kind
We
of
got a
investigator.
wheel spin
Just
still
a-
coming.
I talked to the police, the investigator, police guys, and
All right, let's do the sequence then. The night, the early morning of February 3rd, you spoke to Alhambra police officers Esther Pineda and Officer Kennedy. You recall that?
yes, I recall
That's
that I talked to
Gypsy.
them.
Yeah, that's
They're in
actually
uniforms,
Gypsy.
right?
Yeah, the other one's Gigi.
No, They gave me a ride to the Alhambra Police Department.
Okay.
They're both very
that
similar.
interview took place at the police
By the
department?
little emojis, it's
Was doing-
impossible.
I think it was
They look
talking
like
to-
sisters. Anyways,
To the officer
they're not.
during the way to Alhambra Police Department. And I remember that I talked to them over there. They feed me over there.
Okay.
I was hungry at that time.
Okay, and then later, now it's the daytime of February 3rd, is that right?
Morning time, I talked to Detective Fournier.
Okay, and he had a partner named Tomlin, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and you spent about an hour with them, is that right?
I don't know how long. Yes, it was
Well, what's your best estimate?
1 hour, 2 hours. I'm not sure.
Answered all their questions.
I tried to. Yes.
Okay. Then you went home after that?
Yes.
And at some point, a private investigator or a non-police investigator came to knock on your door?
No, it was just like somebody from the news, like I don't know, from any newspaper or a TV. They tried to get the interview. I don't know.
Maybe put it right here. Anybody you see from here?
No, going to my house now.
Okay. Then who's the next person that you spoke to
Shiraz,
about
you're
the
on
case?
this will spin tonight. If this happens, I'll get with you. Or you'll know for sure because you come in the chats, but don't forget, you're on the will spin.
I talked to my wife.
Okay, next, other than your wife, who's the next person you spoke to about the
I think, like I said, Mr. Shapiro was the first one that called my house and tried to talk to me.
And when was that?
I'm not sure if it was, I think it was February 3rd, like in the afternoon,
Okay,
but I'm not sure. Yeah, I think so, yes.
all right. But had a private investigator tried to talk to you before that?
Before that, no.
So you had a conversation with someone that said it was Mr. Shapiro?
I talked to him a little bit at the phone, and I refused to talk to him. I was so tired at that time. I remember I hung up the phone, and my wife. Then he called back, and I think my wife was talking to him.
Okay. Before that conversation, you spoke to the police, the two sets of police you told me about.
Yes, in Alhambra Police Department.
Then someone that you thought was with the news media came and knocked on your door.
Yes,
Then you got a call from Mr. Shapiro, right?
yes,
Or someone that said it was Mr. Shapiro.
yes.
I assume you don't know Mr. Shapiro, do you?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Now, up until that phone call, had any private investigator tried to interview you?
No,
So after that phone call, you went back to the residence of Mr. Spector and did a little recreation, a staging of the event for video, is that right?
yes, on the next day in the morning.
Was it the morning or the afternoon?
I think it was in the morning. I think I arrived there in the morning and started in the afternoon. I'm not sure, but I was like ready in the morning. I have to wait for a long time for other two detectives to start the how you call like to show everything that happened that night.
The recreation.
The recreation.
Okay.
Exactly.
When you say you had to wait, were you waiting at Mr. Spector's residence or somewhere else?
I was waiting outside inside the car.
Outside his residence, inside your car, or somebody else's?
Inside the residence, close to the fountain, inside the car,
Whose car?
a police car.
Okay. So the police had come and picked you up?
I drove and my wife gave me a ride to Alhambra area, and we met in a gas station. I met with the police in a gas station.
But it wasn't Tomlin and Fournier?
At that time, no.
Okay. Those officers took you up, parked you near the fountain, and you waited for the detectives and the video people to come. Is that what happened?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody talk to you about the case while you were waiting?
No.
Okay. So then the video guy comes, and the two detectives, and then you go through and kind of restage or recreate the event. Is that right?
Yes, step by step.
Okay. Did you ever see that video afterwards?
No.
Up until today, have you ever seen it?
No.
Okay. I assume, and this is in response to a question Mr. Jackson asked you, that each time you told the officers about the incident, you wanted to be accurate and complete. Is that correct?
Yeah, if they are recording or saying to me that I'm recording, it's official, yes, I'm doing that.
What if they were just taking notes and asking you, then what happened, then what happened? Didn't you try to be accurate there as well?
If you talk like informal, I can say what happened that night, but in a different way.
Well, you wouldn't say something that didn't happen, would you?
No, I don't think so.
Or you wouldn't say what happened and change it in any way, would you?
No, not change.
Okay. So you might not be as detailed, I guess, is what you're saying.
Yes, like in the different words, yeah. If it's official, like I said, like in the transcript, is really good.
I'm sorry?
The transcript is really good. It's everything that I saw that night. And
which transcript is really good?
The transcript, if I
Right.
talk
I'm
to
trying to jump
Mr.
back in here.
Funny
This
and
one's
Tommy,
killing. This is
That's
really good. Yeah,
what is happening?
It was fresh.
Okay. It's really good, or did you just do that yourself?
No, by myself, especially because I was like there is like a lot of details there that it's in my words, I think.
Okay. Now, you told us yesterday that you had driven for Mr. Spector for a period of time back before February of 2003, right?
Yes.
How long of a period of time did you drive for him?
Around 3 months, I think, 3, 4 months, I'm not sure. 3 months, probably.
From when to when?
It's one from November to February, probably.
And how are you remembering that? How do you remember when you began driving and...
Fade is gotcha. Thank you, Shelley. Appreciate that. Fixed it. Boom.
For Mr. Spector?
I had some notes about that.
Did you have a spreadsheet?
Still got a little bit of time left in this. Don't forget a wheel spin still to come.
Before I get to that, who introduced you to Mr. Spector?
Was his private driver at that time.
Mr. Dillon?
Mr. Dillon.
And where was that?
Was outside of the grill in the alley.
And do you remember when that was?
No, it was a night. I don't remember the date.
Approximately when?
November 2002. There is like the first job that I made for them. I drove like a reporter, and probably this guy made like an interview.
Yeah, like everyone had a
he has
different
notes
name.
about that. I'm not sure the day, but it was like 2 nights before, or 1 night before that first job.
Okay. Are you familiar with the holiday of Thanksgiving?
Yes, I am familiar with that.
And do you remember when that holiday occurred in November of 2002?
No.
The meeting, the introduction you had with Mr. Spector, do you remember if it was before excuse me, did I say Halloween? Before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving?
I don't know.
Okay. The first job you remember, you drove a reporter somewhere?
Yes.
Do you remember the reporter's name?
No, I don't remember. I know that he was from UK.
Okay. Meaning the United Kingdom?
Yes.
Meaning Britain?
Yes.
And where did you pick that? As a male or female?
Male.
And where'd you pick that person up?
On Sunset Strip.
Okay, do you remember where?
I was in a hotel. I don't remember the name of the hotel.
Okay, do you remember a cross street?
Doheny, I'm not sure. Could be Doheny, I'm not sure.
Well, could it be La Cienega?
Could be La Cienega.
Is Doheny a guess?
I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think it's Hyatt Hotel. I'm not sure if it's Hyatt Hotel.
And was that person alone?
Sorry, could you repeat?
Was that person alone?
Yes, he was.
And where'd you go?
Objection, this is irrelevant.
think it's simply to show,
Not yet, Gambies.
that he met with
We
the
got
first...
about 15 minutes left of whatever the fuck this is.
Going to set a date. I think we're going as far as we're going.
That was the last question on that.
Okay, then I don't think where he went. Where did you take the report? And then it's going to be
Mrs. Spector's house.
Okay, now you may move forward.
Is that the house in Alhambra?
Yes.
How'd you know how to get there? Had you spoken with Mr. Spector before that?
No.
Well, when you're
The
introduced,
video
you
I'm
spoke
making,
to
a
him,
wrestling
right?
video.
No. I've never met Mr. Spector like officially. I just talked to the driver and his secretary.
Well, a little while ago, I asked you, when did you meet Mr. Spector, and you said at the grill
I'm not convinced.
around November.
I'm not convinced,
Did I
actually,
misunderstand
The
that?
driver.
We're going to need
I
another
met the
hour of
driver.
this,
Okay.
at least.
All right.
Just a
Your Honor, I
little
have an
bit of-
exhibit that I would like to mark. I think it's
Legit
P.
spaced out a big portion of it, exactly right.
And
Trying to get back into it here. The defense guy doesn't help.
Have the district
Fucking
attorney seen it?
monotone.
All right.
yeah, I should have. That's what we were doing this morning, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Whatever works better for you. You can either look on the projector or look on the. Does that show the times that you work with Mr. Spector?
Yes.
And when does it show your first job? Can you tell from there?
No.
Flying around.
So you don't have any dates on that or any reference to dates?
No, I don't.
What is this?
I started to work with this kind of sheet on January that year. Like control the money that I make.
This kind of
Sheet or software, Excel.
sheet?
Yeah.
All right. I thought you said something else. After you worked for Mr. Spector, did you prepare a bill for him?
I don't have to prepare a bill for him. I usually call the secretary the day after that I make the job.
Did you ever prepare a bill for him?
I don't remember that, but I don't think so. I usually talk to her about how much was the job.
Okay. Yesterday you said that Mr. Spector would supply the car. You would drive in one of his cars, correct?
Yes.
And Mr. Spector had a credit card in the car that you would pay for gas or whatever services you needed. Is that right?
Yes.
Did you ever pay for gas from your pocket or your card?
No.
You sure?
I don't think so. No, probably. I think I made once a long time ago. I gave. I don't know if I talked to. I think I gave to Michelle the total by phone. I'm not sure.
Like, this is
But
definitely not
most
going to
of
be
the
done
time
by
I
the
use his
end of
credit
this.
card
We're going to have a
to pay
part
the
4,
gas.
I would imagine.
So is it your testimony that you only
We're going to start Sunday morning
one
with this.
time used your own money or card to buy gas or something for the car?
This one I don't remember, but I used I think once. And sometimes I tip the valet park, so I didn't charge him.
Well, you said that on the one time that you did use your own money, you think you called Michelle, the secretary, and told her about it?
Yes. I'm not sure if I sent any letter to them with like with an invoice. I'm not remember.
Reel up in this bitch.
All right, Your Honor, I have a series of documents I'd like to mark Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. These are the invoices. Can we start with December invoice? Mr. Saz, I'm placing before you what's been marked Q1 for identification. Recognize that document?
Yes.
What is that?
Yeah, it's like kind of invoice.
It's kind of an invoice that you prepared, right?
Yes.
And this is do you now remember that you did prepare these invoices?
Yes, now I remember that.
Okay. So when you said earlier you didn't do that, you just forgot?
I said that I didn't remember that.
Okay, so I'm saying you forgot.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, placing before you Q2, is that another invoice?
Yes, it is.
And is there a charge for gasoline on there?
Yes, it
Is that
is.
the one time you did that?
Yes, probably.
Okay. Placing before you Q3, what's that?
That's invoice.
Is there a charge for gasoline on that?
Yes, it is.
So you forgot that one?
Probably, yes.
Okay. Putting Q4 before you, what's that?
It's an invoice.
And is it for 2 days of service?
Yes, it is.
And are there 2 charges for gasoline?
Yes,
Forgot about both those?
probably yes.
Okay. I'm sorry, I took it away. Could we put Exhibit P back up on the projector, please? You told us that you drove for Mr. Spector 13 or 14 times. Is that right?
Yes, around that.
Okay. It's very hard to read.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of nurses.
Here, but you can see the column for Spector in the exhibit you have in your hand, right?
Yes.
And does that list the times you drove for Mr. Spector?
Yes.
How many times did you drive for?
Here was 3, 6, 9, 10 over here.
10.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes, 10.
Okay. Is that the accurate number?
Yeah.
Okay.
In this file, yes.
Okay. Now, in terms of talking to Mr. Spector, you didn't really have conversations with him, did you?
Not a lot, no.
You never formally introduced to him,
No.
and the conversations to get you to provide the driving service for Mr. Spector would be some secretary or assistant would call you and say, are you available to drive tonight or tomorrow or someday? Is that right?
Yes, right.
Would you be at Mr. Spector's residence at 7 p.m.? Something like that, right?
Correct.
You get to the location and Mr. Spector would come out, get in the car, right?
Yes.
And Mr. Spector would say, what do you call you? Mr. D'Souza, Adriano, what do you call you?
They call me many names. I think they don't know my name. They call me like many names. I don't remember the names, but the correct name, they never said the name correct.
They weren't nasty names, were they?
I don't care. It's like, for me, it's like just a job.
Well, regardless of whether or not you care, I mean, he didn't call you a bad word, did he?
No, of course not.
Okay. He was actually polite to you, wasn't he?
Yes.
When he spoke to you, I'm talking
I think
about.
they finally got into actually him
all right, now,
driving.
When he'd get in the car, he'd say, let's go, and he'd tell you where to go, right?
Yes.
And if you knew where it was, you'd go there, and if you didn't, you'd ask him, where is that? Is that right?
Yes.
Other than that conversation, did you speak to him on any other matters?
Yes, sometimes they complain about the traffic, and I try to get out of the freeway and get the streets, and he complains about the street that I choose the wrong way, things like that.
Okay. Is that the only person you've ever heard complain about LA traffic?
No.
That's irrelevant.
It's all right, just a small question. The answer was, no, that's not the only person. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
All right, you may proceed.
But other than let's go to the grill, let's get off the freeway, the traffic's too heavy, traffic on Wilshire's too heavy. Other than that type of statement, did you have further conversation with him?
I helped him like twice with the cell phone that he was trying to make calls, and I don't know if he had like some difficulty to operate the cell phone or something like that. But yeah.
So the conversation with the cell phone would be, excuse me, can you help me? I can't seem to make this call. And then you'd show him how to do it?
Yes.
Very short conversations, it sounds like.
Yeah, there's no like a big conversations.
Did you ever sit down with him and have like a cup of coffee or a orange juice or something and, talk about the world, talk about the situation in Brazil, talk about the president, anything like that?
No.
So the
John Lennon.
statements or comments made to you by Mr. Spector would all be very short. Is that right?
Yes.
And did you ever misunderstand him and say, where did you want to go, or what did you want? Do you ever?
Yes.
Can you describe Mr. Spector's voice?
I'm not good if describe stuff. So, voice. Do you want me to talk like him?
Well, that's one way. Or you could.
Adriano, go to the grill in the alley. That's his voice. Like that.
He actually did it.
All right.
Adriano, go to the grill in the alley.
So he has.
So he sounds like a troll.
If I could describe that, that sounds like it's a small voice, kind of a small voice.
Yes.
Some people have big voices, right?
Yes.
Is there some reason you're standing behind Mr. Cutler?
What is happening?
Yes. All right. But Mr. Spector, he's a soft-spoken man, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And he doesn't talk
And it's a murder
lot.
trial.
He's not, you know the word
Like I said,
careless.
it breaks out into these little
No.
fits every once
He
in a while.
doesn't talk a lot, does he? At least in your presence.
Not with me.
Now, you said that on some of the occasions when you've driven him around, he was drinking. He would go to a restaurant or a nightclub or someplace where they serve alcohol, and he would appear to have taken some drink. Is that right?
Yes.
And on some of those occasions, you formed the opinion that he got inebriated. Is that right?
Yes.
I mean, you know that word, right?
Yes.
Drunk.
Yes.
Okay. And when Mr. Spector got drunk, his voice changed. Is that right?
I want to say this is like I can answer yes and no.
Well, if it's no, you could say that, and if it's yes, you could explain. But let me just ask it a different way. It might help you. You've previously said that you heard Mr. Spector talk when he's drinking, right?
I like that they showed Phil
Yes.
Spector when he did it.
For Mr. Jackson, when you asked him that, when he asked you that, you said he would mumble, right?
Sometimes, yes.
Okay. But when he's drinking, he mumbled. Is that right?
Not all the time.
But sometimes.
Sometimes.
Okay. And you previously
He's a mumbler.
said that when he was drinking and he mumbled, it sounded to you like blah, 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 blah. Something like that, right?
Yes.
Okay. He slurred his words.
Yes.
A bit of a
So
mumbler.
the S's would get long, or the...
I'm gonna put the wheel up. Almost time for a wheel spin.
All the consonants in the word kind of mess up the words. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. But only when he's drunk.
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Now, during the period of time that you worked with Mr. Spector, you never became particularly friendly with him, did you?
I try to be friendly, yes, but we don't have like a conversation, like you said.
It just, I mean, it was a professional relationship. It was kind of distant, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you didn't think he particularly was friendly with you, did you?
I don't know. I don't know him. I didn't know him at that time. I don't know.
You still don't know him, do you?
Yes, I don't know him.
Okay. But you didn't feel particularly friendly with him, did you?
I was comfortable with him.
All right. I'm talking about friendly.
I mean,
You wouldn't describe
friendly.
him as a friend, would you?
No, friend, no. Friend, no.
Get that new
All right,
hat.
on that note, we have to make some inquiries as we draw close to the noon hour. Does anybody know whether
I gotta
Dr.
get
Lee
that
is
out of
on a
here.
plane?
Dr. Lee does.
Well, that's true, he does, but that doesn't help me.
Let's go.
He's here.
Let's get to
He's
the
at
house.
the hotel.
Okay, so he'll be here at 1:30.
Yes.
All right. As far as this witness is concerned, then it will be 9:30 on Monday, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. DeSouza, at 9:30 on Monday, you'll be back. We have other things we're doing this afternoon, and the courtroom is dark tomorrow, and we don't meet on Friday. So you'll be back at Monday at 9:30. Do not discuss this case with anyone except the counsel in this case, and we'll see you 9:30 on Monday morning.
Okay,
All
yes,
right?
ma'am.
Thank you, sir. And the other matter, there's another matter, but I don't think we'll do it today. We can take it up some other time concerning the emails and things
need
like
some
that. We
help?
don't need to do it
You
now.
need to
So, all
come
right,
up
so
on
the
the
jury,
shoulder?
this time, ladies and gentlemen, please keep in mind the admonition, and we'll see you at 9:30 on Monday morning as well.
All right, Judge Dahar. Where are we starting Sunday morning? Sunday morning, we're starting with renowned forensic scientist Dr. Henry Lee takes the stand outside the presence of the jury, which is about a 47-minute video to start us out Sunday morning. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a wheel spin. We've had an absolute amazing night here on Murder Church. After this, you're going to be teleported into Bob Motta's live. He's doing a John Wayne Gacy live tonight. I'm gonna portal you into that. But first, let's spin this fucking wheel, okay? Next time you'll see me is Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time with Dan the Man. Keep your eyes on all the socials, everything happening. Feral Friday, of course, 9 p.m. Eastern Time for any new people, folks. You're not going to want to miss that. We have a lot of fun on there on Friday nights. Then, of course, you'll get another Murder Church. We're going to start this back up Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Sunday morning's early now. You got to wake up for church, baby. All right, let's rock and roll. Let's go. Good luck, everyone. I love everyone. Let's go. All right, hold on. Let me get this thing. Where's that? There's the wheel. Let's go. Hold on. I'm going to hit a button while I go over there. Akasha, I hope I'm saying that right. Akasha, get in here. I hope she's still here. If she's not, I'm going to put that on my list right now so we do not forget that. Pick out anything, anything but the Kool-Aid shirt. You can't have the Kool-Aid shirt. The Kool-Aid shirt is off bounds because of a stupid $8 bullshit thing. But anything else, pick something from the merch store, get at me. Let me put your name on here as a winner real quick. And Bonnie Bailey also winning tonight. Wow. What an incredible night here on Murder Church. Thank you all so much. A bunch of new members. Everyone's been incredible. Get this name on here just so I do not lose it. Boom. So I got to follow up. A bunch of new shirts. I started the show. Anybody that did not hear me, a bunch of shirts have already went out. But yeah, always got this will in play, and we've been having a lot of fun with it. We have a lot of amazing people. If you are new here, welcome in. Please hit that sub. Buzz Nation is growing all the time. Murder Church is growing all the time. The cult of Murder Church seems to be growing all the time. We got a lot of monikers here, okay? I'm a moniker machine. I'll put a brand on a son of a bitch. Also, Feral Friday. Yes, right here. Boom. Bam. Akasha 4986. Get at me. PubliclyBuzzed@gmail.com. Pick out a shirt, anything but the Kool-Aid shirt. That's the only one that's off bounds now because of some bullshit. But anything else, pick something from the merch store. It's you. And then give me your size, give me where it needs to go. Or if you're on Twitter, I don't know if you are, you can hit me there in a message system, but get at me. Yeah, I'm sending you all to Bob right fucking now. And, oh my God, that's awesome. That rules. But yeah, thank you all so much for an incredible night. As always, I'll see you Thursday. Love you guys. Let's go. Portaling over. I'm going to hit you with the old portal. Hold on. See if this portal works. Hold on. Oh, the portal's gone. The portal's gone. Hold on.
Nothing to see here, please.
Sorry. I thought I was hitting a different... Here's the portal. My bad. And the portal is as in the end of the actual... Okay, later. Boom.
Disperse.